Come on, everybody! It's Owen and Dirt's Pop Culture Radio Show. I am hosting tonight instead of Owen. It's Boston Brit.
Woo!
Across from me is Dirty Dirt McCoy.
Thank you.
The real McCoy. We are also joined by Bushy, the fabulous Bushy.
Hey.
And we also have Chastity with us again.
What's up,
Welcome
girl?
back. Welcome back. Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you finally.
I know, right? It's like I'm here and now I'm really here, but before I was just here in general, you know, around you guys, hovering.
The essence of Britney.
Exactly.
I love it.
So,
Well, now that y'all are married, this is technically 50% your show.
yeah, I guess that works that way.
The divorce after party.
Well, so Owen's birthday was Thursday.
Yes.
As you all knew, you know,
Happy birthday, Owen.
I sent a
Happy
very,
birthday.
I sent a very nice.
Oh man, I
sent
just realized I meant to send him a happy birthday text, and I think I forgot.
That's okay. I sent him a very nice, heartfelt, "Love you, bro" text, and never heard back.
well, I mean, he probably looked at it and just didn't say anything.
He was
Right.
like, that's gay.
Yeah. So, like I told you guys, I had plans. Like, I really wanted to go to Universal, go on rides with him,
yeah.
but it closed at 10. You know, you wait in line, that takes up some of your time. So you might get, 2 or 3 rides done. You're really not going to get to see much.
No.
So I was like, all right.
Then you took him home and give him an elevator ride.
Oh, yeah, of course. But, no, so we got, when we had our wedding in May, we got this gift certificate to the tap room in Orlando.
Yeah.
So it was...
Wait, which tap room?
The
It's not a
one,
fighting thing.
It was on a golf course.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Never-
Dub's Dread?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we went, and it was worth $75, which, of course, we spent over because, I'm sorry, a ribeye for $52.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
the
yeah.
appetizer
$75 ain't
alone.
gonna get you fucking anywhere. But so we went there. They needed seasoning. Even their French onion soup, no salt.
Girl, I have little tiny packets of salt. I'm gonna bring you. I bring them everywhere. Everywhere. If I have to break it out, like you hear like the. My friends are like,
do you do the little like sprinkle?
No, dude, you
run
gotta do it
run
like-
you run it down your shoulder.
no, you do it like fucking secretly. You're like, "Fuck." You don't want the chef to like look over and be like, oh, what? Like, yeah.
Oh, I want him to see it. I'm gonna hold it up in front of me and then like let it fall.
You're like, this is warfare.
So after that,
you gotta make
You're like-
eye contact while you're doing it.
so after that, we went to Elevate in Sanford, and I
How
was
late
like,
are they open?
till 10. It was a Thursday,
the
so
fuck,
I
man?
know exactly.
You don't win either way.
No. So, but we went there. We played some arcade games, and we did 2 rounds of go-karts.
Nice.
Now they make you wear a physical helmet with a
Weak.
shield. You know,
In
you can
Sanford,
barely
that everyone
breathe, barely breathe in it.
And they give you a do-rag, too, don't they?
Yeah.
They give you a
So
do-rag.
What?
Yeah,
Owen
keep
had
your
no
hair
idea what the fuck it was for. He was like, "What do I
Lice,
do with
I would
this?"
assume.
Exactly. Like
No, you get to
everybody's
keep
putting
it,
these
don't-
helmets.
It is in
Keep
Sanford.
I don't know.
Or
We
do you have
left
to
it
get a
there. We
do-rag
left
back?
it there.
Yeah, I would, too.
But,
Is it reuse? It's not like a one-time use do-rag?
I don't
I think
remember.
I
think
don't
they
know,
have, like,
it
a
I'm
was
thing.
sorry.
no.
You give me your used ass do-rag at a Sanford fucking go-kart track, and I'm out.
And it's a
It's
do-rag
real
that
soft,
it like
though.
hugs your face
Yeah.
and your neck.
Oh, that's a shiesty. That's not a do-rag.
What the fuck ever? What the fuck is the
Anyways,
difference?
and
What you just said, a do-rag goes on top, like
well,
like
you
a
tie
scully.
it around and stuff, and it hangs in the
But
back.
she said
I
it goes
went
all the
to
way around
Seminole
your
High
face.
School.
well,
I've seen.
no, it's open and it hangs down, but you can tie it around in the back.
I've worn one a time or two.
Okay. I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyways, so I noticed
Here,
that
have this
like
free wave cap.
I'm feeling stuff in my shirt, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get stuff in my shirt? And this
From
was
the
after-
fucking used do-rag.
No, it was from the rubber on the wheels
in the golf cart race.
Oh.
So I'm literally like picking out rubber for my boobs, and Owen's looking at me like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I'm like, "There's rubber in my fucking bra."
That's how fast she was going.
That's fucking.
She
fast.
burned
You
the rubber so hard it attacked her tits,
Or
like
she
in a
gripped
sign of war.
that wheel like
I
nobody's
melted my
fucking business.
underwire.
The first time we went around, it was just like 3 of us, so it was really cool. It was like, you know, Owen had no idea what the fuck was going on. He could barely steer, so he's going slow. So,
What?
but I was like racing
Pretty sure he
around.
knows how to drive.
He's old.
Well, no, it was really hard to steer. Like I had calluses after the first drive.
You were gripping it.
I was like, to turn, and you're not allowed to bump anything. So a couple of times I was like spinning out the back.
What fucking world do we live in anymore?
And then 18-year-old will look at you and be like, and like flip you around.
You got to wear a fucking
A
full
shiesty.
helmet, a fucking a used Sanford shiesty that's been used in a murder, at least 50% chance.
Someone from Elevate
then
needs to confirm
you-
nor deny. if
You
these
can't
are used.
bump anybody, and you get fucking rubber rooster tail in your titties.
Exactly. The second time we went, we had these other 4 people join us. So you had this one, 5 people. You had a girl who was going really slow, didn't want to be part of the race or anybody. So she was kind of like
cruising.
driving in the middle, cruising. Owen's trying to get around her. I'm trying to get around her. I'm trying to get around
In the
Owen.
middle. What a bitch.
I
dude.
know,
That's
right?
Because you can't bump, so that's the
Exactly.
power
Like, to the
move.
right side,
Exactly.
slow lane, man.
But the other 4 were like 20-something-year-old kids.
Oh, so they're trying to kill you
and
guys.
they were trying to like kill everybody on the track. Like they were like trying to race each other. And they had one in the group who was also going slow, like, I'm afraid to drive. So we were trying to get around him as well.
Find a new friend group. To that one slow ass driving bitch. Find a new friend group.
It was hilarious.
Oh my god.
But Owen's at home with the kids right now, and I got William down to sleep. Like I breastfed him, I put him in his thing, put him in our room, and I was like, all right, he should be down. No, he's gonna be up there like in 5 seconds. Right now, he is eating cheesy bread pizza. Like
Who is William?
William is in his high chair, like licking the cheese.
The
off of
picture
the bread.
looks like a cautionary sign of this is why you don't leave your kids with your dad.
Well, no. And the thing is that you thought he would learn from
Does he have
Samantha.
CPR certification?
He did.
Oh, so you know. They
Yeah,
have
exactly.
changed some stuff. Like the anatomy may have changed. I don't know.
Nah, you still
No.
like turn them over and put the finger on the breastbone.
What was the song
and
that
do
you were
the
supposed to do CPR to?
Staying Alive.
Staying
Or
Alive, yeah.
Saturday Night Fever.
That's very fucking ironic.
I was a certified babysitter, CPR certified. Like I was saying
You do
earlier.
part time still? You babysit?
Sure, why not?
I bet you was cheap.
Very.
Hey, I have
work
an
for cheesy
Xbox.
bread.
I have an Xbox. We
I'll
got
just
pizza.
I'll just eat whatever William doesn't eat.
But so, you would figure that he'd learn from Samantha. Every time I left the house with Samantha, like Samantha would be at home with him, she would cry for hours on end. Like, where is my mother? Why is it just you?
Where them tits at?
So now he has
So I
William,
cry every night.
and he's like, he's been crying for an hour and a half. Can you get home?
Because he
I'm
sees
like,
Owen's tits and he goes, no, these aren't the right ones. I want it.
exactly. I'm like,
These
did you
produce
change
nothing.
him? Did you let him crawl on the floor, put him in the swing, put him in this,
You're
hold
asking
him.
a man to problem solve, Brittany.
I know this.
We have to give them directions, and
Do
then we
real-
go. I can't believe you came up with that all on your
Hold
own.
on. I'm gonna tell you. There was a time, right, where Owen was trying to change a tire on one of the trucks in a
Trying.
kind of elevated driveway. It was a little bit of a hill, not a big one, but a little bit. He said to me, "I don't know why it keeps rolling. I've almost broke the fucking
Jack.
jack."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Did you think to put on the emergency brake?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "Why wouldn't you? You're a
Well,
man."
you're supposed to chalk the tires.
like
Yeah,
I
but
was gonna
also-
say I would
yeah.
have chopped the tires.
But I already know that you're supposed to put the emergency brake on so that way it doesn't
Something.
roll.
I mean-
Like, come on now. I've watched my friends break their jacks in half because they didn't do this.
I almost dropped one on my leg before.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
A car or a jack?
the whole car.
Oh Jesus.
But I'm telling you, this Owen is
But that's also
46
like
now.
getting super overconfident and being like, I've done this 100 times and not.
oh, you're like pumping it with one finger.
No, it was I was changing. Actually, this happened at Johnny Dingleberry's house. I was jacking the car up, trying to change the tire out. You're from Awesome and the Ass Kickers.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to change the tire at his house, and we had band practice at night. And I'm talking to them, him and Cooch, not paying attention. and didn't put the emergency brake on, and it rolled backwards. Luckily enough, it's like I'm not sitting underneath the car like I see some guys do. I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like legs out underneath the car, fucking with shit, but yeah.
But the thing is you would think, now he's 46 now, this happened a few years ago, so he was like 43. You would think a 43-year-old who's probably changed a few tires over his lifetime would know to put the fucking emergency brake on when you're jacking up the fucking car.
But here's the thing. Here's the out I'll give him. So Owen, the line of work that Owen's in, he knows a lot more shit about other things. So it's one of those, I know a ton of people who are super, super smart in what they do, and everything else becomes a cloud around them because they have all of this focus on one particular area.
Yeah, like
and,
I could work on a car, but I can't do the air purification stuff he does.
You know, and so it's that happens to all of us. Like I have moments on this show where we've even done an entire show before, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't hit record on this thing. Luckily, I record the show in 3 different places so that I've always got backups. But I've done that before where I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even do this. And then I've had times before where I've had to salvage the show from multiple places to make it work. So it's because I'm so focused on so many other things that I forget the basics.
Real quick, going with all that, I do complain about my parents and my dad and everything in the past, but if I did get one thing from my dad, he taught me mechanical everything. Dirt can attest. I'm very mechanically inclined. I can fix and work on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And I owe that all to my dad. Like all my tool craft, all that stuff. I was working on fucking dump trucks with pneumatic tools at like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Just before the show, my mom calls me, and I'm like, oh, Mom's calling. What she's up to? Hey, can you ask Bushy something?
I grew up in a car family too, and like our first dog's name was Muncie. And I remember being like, oh, the transmission. My dad was like, fuck yeah, that's how I know.
That's
that
my
your
daughter.
mom did not fuck around on me. But then we found out that probably wasn't really the truth. But that's whatever. When people die, you find out the wackest shit about their lives.
100%.
When my mom died, skeletons came out of the closet
Ooh.
more than hers. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, some people were like, I might be your dad. And I was like, no, we got a DNA test. And I wondered what that was about when I was a kid. And my dad was like, yeah, we got to check your blood. And I was like, for what? And he's like, I don't know, paternity?
We're just making sure you're special.
Yeah. You might not be Jewish. And I was like, what? I might be a Christian?
Oh, God. But no, like my mother, I will tell her all the time, like, you got to make sure you get this done. You got to get this done. Your car's this old, so on and so forth. She's like, cars don't need tune-ups. I was like, excuse me. No, cars need to be flushed. They also need to be tuned up. If your car's sitting there for a year, not moving, you need to flush everything
It's probably
out of
got
that
fucking lacquer in the
and
tank.
make sure it's got fucking oil before you turn it over.
And then she
You
bought
gotta
me a
stop. I'm
car
getting hard
that
over here.
sat on somebody's lawn for 2 years and maybe moved twice during that 2-year period. So I had to replace the motor with a junkyard motor that also had issues with all the what are they called? Tubing that comes off of the engine and goes to your
Vacuum
antifreeze and
lines.
everything. All that was like rotted, so I had to replace all that. Then the fucking Freon just kept, I don't know, the radiator kept blowing up on me. So I
you're
was
the
like,
global warming
my
person.
Throw it
fucking
away.
Christ. It was a Suzuki Verona. It was a V6 engine or a 6-cylinder engine. Suzuki Verona. I was like, why the fuck do you need this in this car? Number one. And number two, who ever heard of a Verona? I've never heard of a Suzuki Verona.
The only Verona I know made really good muffalata and Allens and fucking and they delivered till 2 a.m.
But no, she's like, so one of my tires is still damaged. Okay, well, you need to replace all 4. Why? Because they don't wear well if you have one new tire and you don't rotate anything.
Yeah, and it's all like
You're gonna be driving fucking wonky. And she's like, well, it's fine. I don't really drive. Yes, you do. You have people drive your car constantly, and you drive all
not
the
to
time.
be a boner, but what fucks it up is that a new tire has more thickness and more rubber on it. So you have like one tire. It's like having one leg that's shorter than the other.
Exactly.
And then it sets everything off.
But she doesn't believe in taking her car in.
So I do preventative maintenance on my car.
I shouldn't have worn the bulge shorts today.
But
Calm down.
no, but like PMs are so important because I feel like so many people are just The number one thing you should always do is get your oil changed frequently and at the right fucking time, and don't let that shit go too
Wait,
far.
wait.
I will change your
Hold
oil
on.
whenever you want.
Let me tell you this.
That's just
Okay.
Seriously,
expensive. Yeah.
I got a fucking 80-gallon air compressor at the house, pneumatic tools. I'll fucking take care
This
of
is
you.
how Bushy tries to get me into his house. I'll come, dude. Don't even. I'll pull up. I'll bring Brenda.
Who?
So
My car.
Oh, okay.
I just bought a Ford Expedition. Okay.
That was a whole different kind of maintenance.
And there's no sticker on it for when you're supposed to get your oil changed. I'm hoping that they did it before.
Probably. Where'd you get it?
What is it? Not Holler. I got it at Holler.
Like a Mullinax.
You got it at
Ford?
Driver's Mac.
Driver's
Driver
Mac.
Mart.
Oh,
Driver's
no,
Mart.
no,
yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
take it and get a fucking oil change.
Well,
Because they
oh,
sell it to you. They get the car in. They just check
hold
it.
On, hold on. She bought it from my dad. My dad's spot.
Yeah,
well, no,
it's
but
good,
like,
it's good.
but Driver's Mart is you get it as it is.
No.
No?
No.
No,
It's not the
I
plate-
got it from
There's
his
a whole line-
father. Checked
yeah,
it
yeah.
all
I was
out.
saying, you got to realize you got
Like-
hooked up.
There's a
Yeah.
whole line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a whole line. There's like they have what they call wrench-ready cars, but those ones are like between $3,000 and $6,000, where they're like, "Hey, here's a list of all the problems it has." Like,
Oh yeah, no,
Sign
that's
on
what
the
I'm
line.
talking
Yeah.
about.
This is a
No, it wasn't like that.
2023
Yeah.
Ford Expedition.
If
All right,
you
sorry,
want,
Dad.
if you want, I can smell your oil and tell you if it needs to be changed.
Well, there's no sticker.
he'll taste it and tell you what valve's misfiring.
Yeah,
But so I said to
I can let you know
Owen-
if your timing's off just by rubbing on my nipple.
Oh my god. So I said to Owen, I was like, we should get an oil change on the Expedition. He said, no, it'll tell you when it needs it, because the Toyota Highlander will tell you need to get your oil
Yeah, but that's
changed.
a Toyota.
And I'm like, but the thing is that there's no sticker to tell me the fucking
Yeah,
mileage.
yeah, that's-
like,
yeah.
you know, I would like to know, especially where he's used
Call
it a
him.
couple of times for work.
That's one of the things that bothers me about cars. So, listen, all the cars now have service intervals and all that sort of stuff that comes out. But the sticker, so many, especially, I deal with so many customers who are like in their like 60s, 70s, and 80s, and if you don't have a sticker up there, they lose their shit. And I totally get it, because the whole thing is like, literally, that interval could be set wrong, and then you fucking miss it or fuck up because the interval's set wrong. I mean, I reset intervals all the time to different point, because if I have a customer who's coming, I need you to come back in 1,000 miles, I'll literally set their car to tell them in 1,000 miles
yeah.
I need to check something. So you never know.
But I would
You
like
can't trust everything
yeah.
to be set
I
the
also
right
I
way.
would
don't trust
like
my
the
car
sticker.
either, because she throws weird signals, and then I'm like, girl, that's
Brenda
Well,
be
I
bullshit.
I also want my tires rotated. I want
Oh,
to
me
make sure
too.
all the air's right in it. Like,
you do
I
this?
want all this like done for the car. I want to
I
make sure
can't.
that the transmission fluid's right. Like that nothing needs to be flushed because it's over 60,000 miles. I want to make sure that
majority
all
of transmissions across the market do not have dipsticks anymore, because you cannot check the oil in them.
Yo.
And it's because they're supposed to be serviced on intervals that there's nothing you can do about it. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
But and he's like, "Oh no, just wait."
The
until
damn
the
car
tells
companies don't want you working on your own shit anymore.
Well, also it's because it gets to a point where I see cars all the time where people are like, hey, let's have a transmission service, and I look at the car and go, I'm not doing that. Like there's 120,000 miles on this thing.
What-
You've never done it before. Like I'm gonna, if I change that fluid right now, it's gonna hydrolock this fucking thing because you have not maintained it at all. Like at this point, like just ride this fucker till it blows up. Like
My dad was I only want a vehicle that needs spark, air, and fuel.
oh
If
combustion man.
it needs more than spark, air, and fuel, it's a pain in the ass.
well, then he needs a time machine.
well, no, he was Mr. 80,
Yeah,
80
yeah.
81 to 85, 86 Chevy, 3/4 ton pickup, 350 small
Okay,
block.
that's me. That's what I like, older cars, because I like to know what I'm getting. So Head Trauma Heather's getting a new car this week. It's a 2006. But also, it was sold at the dealership I was working at the time. The owner is the mother of a guy I've known my whole fucking life. She passed away. Car goes up for estate, and I'm like, I want that car. But the car's got 60,000 miles on it, and it's 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it's been driven by a fucking old lady the entire time it's existed. I'm like, I know every fucking thing that's happened to this car.
Yeah.
That's the car I want.
I mean, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
exactly. I know exactly where this car's been. No one sat in the back seat. It has a fucking sunshade, a multicolored sunshade folded up in the back seat. I'm like, I know who drove this car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those things you fold up when you park it
Well,
at
I
church
would
or
like
the
one of
bingo
those.
hall.
I told Owen, I was like, because I have skull ones, but you got to roll them up and, like, twist them and fold them together. Yeah, mine's already bent wrong, so it doesn't go back the way it's supposed to.
No, I had those at one point. I'm like, never buying these fucking
So
things
I'm
again.
like, I just want the one that folds out that I can put
Give
in
me
there.
a giant bikini titty cardboard.
Well, no, I still want some skulls and crossbones on there,
okay.
or maybe like the Patriots.
The old
or-
Budweiser one where it's
or
got that fucking Budweiser
Red
bow tie.
Sox.
My sunscreen thing, my like visor thing, looks like I am so Jewish and using an umbrella for also the inside. I'm like, "Brah." And I get out of my car.
Heather
Big
just texted me.
eyelashes
She
on
said when her pops asked her when she had an old Porsche, and her pops was like, "When's the last time the oil's changed?" And she goes, "What's that?"
But no, I always loved cars. Like every time my mother's car breaks, I'm like, you leave the fucking stuff on. Like you don't do anything right with this car. I mean, she got into an accident 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and still hasn't had that fixed. So the blinker on the right side goes
Oh, because the
fucking annoying
bulb's out. Yeah.
because the bulb's out, and she refuses to get it fixed. And now she's like, "Well, it's paid off, so I'm gonna trade it in and get another car." And I'm like,
For the fucking blinker?
That's a baller move.
See,
I was like,
My blinker doesn't work. New car.
The ashtray's
like the
full.
windshield
Time
wiping
to trade
fluid's
it
done.
in.
I'm out of here.
no. The reason why is because there's no seatbelts in the back seat. Now, one
Wait,
of
what the? Is this an 1890?
No.
Model T.
It's a 2018 Ford Fusion. Now, one of the seatbelts got left
Ford.
outside the car while it was going, so it's all torn up.
Oh.
And on the other side, I had a car seat in it. And my brother, when he was alive, couldn't figure out how to get it the fuck out. So he cut the fucking
What the-
seatbelt. So
Oh
there's
my
only
God.
one seatbelt, which is in the middle. And every time I put Jackson or anybody in a seat, like in a car seat in it, he just goes like this because it doesn't tighten very well.
Another valuable lesson my dad taught me was don't force or cut anything that isn't meant to be.
Did I mention my brother's a chef? And went to business school. Yeah, he's
Obviously,
not a car
likes his
junkie
knives.
No,
whatsoever.
you got to put like triangles and squares sometimes, man.
Yeah. Square and round hole.
Yeah.
No, round and round.
You force it, it's a circle eventually.
Oh.
Exactly.
You
How
cut
do
the
you think
edges
I
off.
got this on here?
Not cutting
We
anything off.
forced it.
Oh yeah, Heather forced the.
I'm sure she held it
the
open for you.
PBR, PBR. I almost said
It's skinny as
scrunchy.
fuck.
The PBR koozie on
Watching the two of them put that koozie on was a bit erotic.
Someone was like, "Oh my God, this is a White Claw one, but we'll try to fit a bottle of wine in it."
I hate White Claw.
I just got a text message from a friend of the show. He's not gonna call in tonight, but Aaron Fector just texted me.
Oh.
Okay.
And there is a new Rockefeller Explosion 12-inch record being released this week.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
They took all the old Rockefeller stuff, remastered it, and put out a 12-inch record on colored vinyl, and it's coming out. He has copies already. So
Don't say color.
Why is it got to be
He's-
colored?
he's gonna be. He's
Is it
gonna
going to be signed?
Well, I'm sure he'll sign it, but he's gonna reach out soon. He's gonna come in here and bring us all copies of the record. So.
Nice.
Well, we only need one for our house. We don't need
No, you need 4.
any.
Help
Yeah,
Fritz
one for
out,
each.
man.
I just think that's fucking cool as shit. Like,
a record
like
player.
I remember when Bubba was in here and Owen bought it off of eBay, but like new Rockefeller, that's cool
Yeah.
as shit.
That's
so.
awesome.
And it's made from the old, live shows, so
Ooh.
not just the studio stuff. So yeah, that's really
That's
cool.
I was
Awesome.
actually just telling my buddy about Aaron Fector's last show with us and everything about the Storage Wars episode.
Oh yeah.
He was going to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, he went on Facebook or on YouTube the next day and posted this whole video about how great it was. He was on the show and he told this story he's never told before, and I'm like, it's cool. Aaron's one of those guys that whenever he like does something like that, it's cool to me because I'm like, he doesn't have to do that.
No,
But-
that was
It wasn't
super
Storage
awesome.
Wars. It was
Shipping
Wars.
Wars. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Shipping Wars.
And the girl broke down with the tire and
Yup.
whatnot, and he had to be mean to her. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "That was all fake."
Another mystery I figured out before we ever knew the truth.
Oh yeah. Heather
Yeah.
just commented on the YouTube stream. That might be Bubba's last autograph.
Oh, I believe it might
I
be.
didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably it
Last
could be.
autograph, last interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Man, so before we obviously we're not going to go to break right now, but so Owen's not here, and Owen's been doing the whole whiskey thing with us for months on end now, and I know Everybody in the room is not a fan of it.
I would like
Listen,
to.
I fight.
I say
people.
not a fan of it. I'm just saying not a fan of it. But like, there have been shows because everything Bushy doesn't like, I drink the fuck out of, and then Bushy drinks the fuck out of shit, and then next thing you know, it's like we get to the end of the show and we're like, we don't. Is this English? But
I was gonna
No.
say, I feel like we should at least mildly apologize, maybe for the last
No,
couple
you almost
shows.
had a fucking heart attack or something. You remember
What?
you were grabbing your chest last week when.
Well, no, y'all had me laughing hard as shit last week.
Oh,
I
it was a
couldn't
breathing
breathe.
thing. I heard.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. That was the 2.5 packs of Newports from years
They were
ago.
coming back up.
Yeah, catching up. My lungs still haven't healed. They're black.
so I'm pouring very shallow.
Yeah, compared to
glasses here.
fucking Owen, who gives
But-
you like this fucking much to
Yeah.
drink. I'm like, I just want a sip. Like, I'm not gonna fucking.
last
drink it.
show. I had. If I'm not,
bottle
I
almost.
think 4 could have been 5 glasses of the peanut butter whiskey on top of my 2 32-ounce vodka and cranberries.
And you went and got the other one. That was in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah. It was I overdid it.
So this is
almost like we had a guest that I wasn't.
How'd you
expecting.
feel the next day?
Oh, it was bad. It's the worst I've felt in a long time.
Dirt's like amateur.
So this is what I mentioned this on the show back in the old country days. I used to be sponsored by Jack Daniels, and this was a Jack Daniels drink that I'm very fond of. Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey. So this is a honey whiskey that it's 70 proof, so it's 10 proof less than actual Jack Daniels. But this is the only Jack Daniels product that I can still drink straight.
Okay.
Because I fucked myself up from drinking this shit out of the trunk of a car and the back of a van for fucking 12 years. But this is I almost feel like the same way I did when I gave you guys Screwball whiskey, the peanut butter whiskey for the first time. I feel like this is I'm offering you a gift. I think that
I'm
this
offering you a gift. I love it.
I think you're gonna enjoy
This
it.
definitely may affect your
it's
life
gonna
down the
drink
road.
as much or as little as you want, but I think this is one of those that this is just one of those drinks where it's like a cigar and a fire, and it's fun. So
Girl, can I have some of your wine too in this Mountain Dew? Hi, Mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Getting
She's not
litty.
here. Thank you, darling. Sweet. Fucking
Are we
weird.
Are we cheersing
Oh, yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Cheers.
I can't reach.
Okay, yeah.
so take a sip. Tell me how you think. Tell me what you think.
Tell me how you think. Well, I have a headache.
It burns.
Okay. I like the aroma. Has a very nice.
It's very bourbon.
It is very bourbon. But as I've told you before, I have my own demons with Jack Daniels. Usually can't deal with it.
Yeah.
But I like this.
Ooh, why
this
does it
is
taste like
decent.
cinnamon?
It does have a
Yeah.
slight.
There is a
almost,
slight cinnamon to
big,
it.
a
It's
big
It's a
red
smoky,
at the end.
smoky finish.
It's like
I think this-
vanilla, creamy cinnamon.
I
That's
think-
liquid smoke.
I think that might just be an after effect of the bourbon and
And the honey together.
combined. Those two flavor profiles are kind of like button heads, and that's what gives you the cinnamon, I think.
I can
feel
tell
like I need a
immediately though.
tongue.
This is probably all need of this. Were you sanitizing your hands with it?
No, so I went to the Bourbon Trail and I was like doing this thing with Maker's Mark for a little bit when people would go to blend barrels, and when they would make their little blend, they would say, and at Woodford Reserve or 1792, they would tell you to take a little bit and put it in the middle of your hand and rub your hands together and then smell it because you get like all the notes of the.
I imagine that.
Oh,
was
really?
Because
I,
you're getting the heat and you're
Okay.
you're opening.
I
it
imagine
up.
That makes sense.
That wasn't like 70 proof with some sugary shit in it.
You wanna smell my hands?
No, I imagine they're sticky
But that's
now.
it's
right?
kind of
Not.
the
No?
it's kind of the same way when you're
Not
drinking
sticky.
wine.
Yeah.
You're supposed
Ooh.
to swish it around in the cup.
Yeah.
See how long the legs are.
Yeah.
And
Or she
then
touched. Wait, no,
smell the
she touched me
aromas.
because otherwise, like,
My hands are rough.
this like, sound bad. I'm sorry.
Feel like it's sorry.
We made contact.
was
I'm
touching
sorry.
He was touching my hand.
She asked me.
I said,
had
"Feel it.
approval.
It's not sticky." And he was like, "Ooh, oh my gosh."
Why would you think it was sticky? Because there's honey in it?
Yeah, because it's like a sugary
No.
whiskey.
But I
No.
wouldn't say it tastes very sweet. It has like it's very mellow.
Yeah, it has. That's the thing.
It's,
not,
a delightful
it's,
after
It's
flavor.
definitely not a liqueur
Here
like
you go.
some of the other things we've had.
It reminds
can
me
have
of
that.
like creme brulee or like flan on like after your
Flan is a very, very good
I love
description. I think.
flan.
Because
I like
also
creme brulee as well.
there is and again everyone I think that tastes something. I pull vanilla out of that as well. Like I think there's a vanilla
little
flavor
vanilla
to it.
extract.
Yeah.
God
Kinda,
bless
yeah.
America. Yeah, I get it.
You need to go to. We went to. What is it called? The chocolate factory over at Universal City
To
Walk.
get diabetes?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that place is fucking
they
crazy.
have a chocolate creme brulee and it is amazing.
How
to
big
eat.
is it? Is it like this big?
No, it's like a regular
like a
creme
normal-
brulee.
okay.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
bigger than the vanilla
fucking
one.
amazing.
They get wild with that shit. It's crazy.
They
Have you seen their
do.
milkshakes?
It's bigger than the vanilla one.
The milkshakes come with a side of Lipitor
I'm
and
glad
insulin.
somebody got it.
Like you can't get a fucking
piled on top.
dude. It's like a chicken finger, a donut, like covered in chocolate. Like I think the worst thing I've ever seen was this woman was in front of me at PDQ and they make a chicken nugget milkshake
Ooh. I love PDQ, but that sounds terrible.
and I tried it.
Oh.
How was it?
It was actually really good. It was really good until you get to the bottom and then it starts to get warm and then you're like, wow, this is the bread.
Okay, so I have a funny one for you. So this is this was during the pandemic, I think. So
Oh my god, that's delightful.
do you remember Jiggy, the stand-up
Yeah,
comedian
Jiggy.
that used to
Yes.
perform at the shows
Yes.
with me? So Jiggy's now the permanent opener for Impractical Jokers.
Mazel tov, dude.
Yeah. He's that guy has
Didn't one
like
of those dudes like bail?
Joe
did.
Gatto.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
The
like
best one.
yeah, but here's the thing though, Joe. Me and Heather hung out with Joe a couple years ago. After he was off the show, Joe is just a great dude.
He's a good
They're
dad.
all good guys.
But he's
They're
a
all
good
guys.
dad, man.
But that was the reason why he left the show is because he has 2 kids now, and his wife was like, "Hey, like, do you want to raise these kids?" And so he basically started doing. He's a weekend road comic doing stand up, and then with the kids, 5 days a week. So he's getting the best of both worlds. But I mean, super nice. What a great dude. Anyway, so. Me and Heather, Jiggy had texted me, and so I used to book Jiggy to open for me back in like the Austin comedy days when I was doing my own showcases and stuff. So now Jiggy's doing all this stuff. So every time he comes into town, he'll text me and he's like, "Hey, dude, want to come out to the show?" So me and Heather go out to the Improv. He was doing a headlining set out there, and all of his buddies and also all the people who he's become friends with because of Impractical Jokers
Yeah.
were there, right?
Yeah.
So Joey Fatone's there, and so. He's
Weird
walking
friend
through
name
the
drop.
he's walking through the audience, and Heather's like, "Oh, who's that? Everybody's saying hi to that guy." And I'm like, nobody." So because I knew as soon as we got to the fucking break, I go rushing over to Joey, and I'm like, "Hey, my wife has no idea who you are because she just saw you from the back." I'm like, "You want to pull a prank on her?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah, I do." So she's sitting at the bar, and Joey walks up and acts like he's drunk, and he's like, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you know where the bathroom is?" And she turns around and sees him. She goes like, "Oh my god!" It's one of those, right? So, did you ever see the episode they did where they took over his Fat One's hot dog stand in the Florida Mall?
No.
Because I asked him about this.
Oh wait,
So-
no, I did see that one. I did see that one. Yeah.
So one of the fucking things that because they were doing it like 2 guys at a time, and the other one's talking to. They're all So they came up with the idea to try to sell people on a hot dog smoothie, where they took the whole hot dog, all the toppings, put it in a blender, make a smoothie, and hand it to somebody,
Right?
right?
You fuck with that, but that's my favorite food.
And I talked to Joey, and I go, Joey, I was
Really?
like, Joe, I'm gonna be 100% honest. When I saw the guy, and the guy, it was this like looked like a fat Jersey guy, big mustache. He takes a sip and he goes, "That's fucking good." And I'm like, "It was good, wasn't it?" And Joey goes, "It was fucking great."
yeah, dude, I'd fuck up a.
You
hot
take
dog
a hot
milkshake.
dog fully loaded with all the toppings, you like throw it into a fucking blender, make a smoothie out of it, and this guy's like sipping this thing, going, "This is fucking great." And he's like, because he thought he was tasting a new menu item, because Joey hands it to him, going, "Hey, this is something we're thinking about doing," and the guy sips and goes, "Oh, this is fucking great," because he's looking at Joey Fatone.
Yeah.
I'm like. But it's real easy to not be honest but I was like, "How was it?" And Joey goes, "No, it was fucking great."
Dude, what kind of hot dog was it though? If it was
It
a
was like-
Chicago dog,
it was-
fuck me up.
It
I'll
was
take
it was mustard relish, and it was it? No, it was just mustard and relish. Hot dog, mustard relish in
The
a
poor
in,
man's
in, the, in
picnic.
a rye bun, and he threw
In
it
a
in the
rye
blend.
bun?
Yeah,
I like Nathan's.
I'm a subrett's babe.
of course
I have
you
to
are,
have
Jew.
that fucking snap.
I loved Cayman's.
Oh, okay. Cayman's is good. I
My father,
mean, your choice is good too.
his
Thank you for reaffirming my hot
my
dog.
my father was Jewish on his father's side, so not technically a Jew because it's got to be through your mother.
I'll accept it though.
Yeah. But he'll like, I have videos of him at like Christmas time being like, you know, us Jews know how to treat our wives. Okay. But he would be like, you have to get the ones that are in the case that you got to pull apart, or you got to get Caymans because they're Jewish.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They're
okay,
Jewish.
We're
mixing
I didn't know
religions.
Jews did the Father, Son, Holy Spirit thing.
What was it you said about like the lunches, like when you were a kid, and like was it your dad that was trying to be kosher?
Oh my god. Yeah. So like I was everyone just I hate when you ruin child's lives. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if I had
I love it because it's great on podcast 20 years later.
I had a trauma. Yeah, it's crazy. I unpack my unhealthy food shit with my therapist all the time, and she's like, "You're making me hungry," and I'm like, well, "That's crazy. I haven't eaten in 2 days. That's weird." But like, I used to go to my friend's house, and like they would make my food, and I would bring it, and then they would lie to my friends and say, "Oh, she's got allergies." And then my grandmother was like hardcore on Boca Burgers and like Morning Star, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man. We'd go to like Denny's, and I would look at like cheesy hash browns, and she's like, "They're getting a Boca Burger today." I was like, "It is breakfast." Like, that's crazy. And it was just horrible. I would be like, cheese sounds cool. And then they were like, hey, here's this government cheese because it really doesn't have milk in it. And I was like, what? And then like Velveeta, they have like Velveeta that doesn't even have like, it's not even milk.
Ugh.
But it's
Yeah,
yellow and it melts and it tastes like milk.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, dude, like I had the non-dairy life. It was horrible. They were like, well, if we don't have it, you can't fuck it up. And I was just like, whatever. But I do remember the first time I had bacon at a friend's house. And then I felt like I was being lied to.
And you're like,
Because I was like, if this is real, if it's that fucking good,
yeah, why don't you?
why
have
can't
kosher?
Jews have it? We have everything.
Yeah.
Entertainment, money, jewelry stores.
I'll take the cheese over the money.
Yeah.
Well,
This
no,
body is 40% cheese.
Oh my God.
It's like Swiss Miss.
I love the
cheese.
comedian, that Italian comedian. He has one
Oh,
where
Sebastian
like they
Maniscalco.
yes, and he's like, you know, we went to a Jew's house for I don't know one holiday, and he's like, you know, us Italians, we gotta fucking eat, and they're giving us like crackers, and we're having to look at it. We can't even eat it because we gotta listen to this whole like
Spiel.
spiel.
Dude, to go over for a fucking holiday? Like, I mean, we would, like, they wouldn't be like, listen, everyone's getting the same cracker. We're going to crack it in half. Like, if you going over for Passover, then I'd be like, hey, man, you can't eat yet. Why are you eating that? Don't eat that. Hey, we have to open the door and let Elijah in. Who's Elijah? I don't know. It's a spirit that you're, like, super cool with. And then my dad's like, the afikoman is hidden. And it's like, what the fuck is that? It's like, it's a cracker. It's like this big, and whoever finds it gets $5.
I love being an old white atheist. I don't care about fucking anything. I eat whatever the fuck I want.
But you have
whenever I
like,
want.
you have just weird like traditions that just become like, I mean, I think about it now. I had my new psychiatrist meeting before I came. That's why I was late.
yeah.
I'm blaming you because you were fucking 15 minutes late for our Zoom call. Bitch. So like, she like gets on and she's like in a rush and she's like, hey, and I was like, we're talking about my like Adderall dosage and how I think it needs to be a little lower because I can hear my hair growing.
Geeking out.
Bro, when I left here, I went to bed at 4 a.m. and I just sat on my bed and I was like, I don't know if I was like vibrating and like my blood was like rushing because this is like the first time. Yeah, that too. I had to go to sleep at some point. I was like, we're gonna mellow the fucking situation. And then I started watching Euphoria. Have you ever seen that show?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, that show is so
With
crazy.
Maya Rudolph.
No. That's the
No, this is
weekend.
like
That's
the
the weekend
this is the
one,
softcore
right?
pornography.
Oh,
that's
okay,
on
never mind.
HBO.
I'm thinking
That's
of a different
the
one.
weekend, right?
No, that.
Or no,
That's-
the Drake
no.
one. Drake is the Euphoria
Yeah, no,
one.
this is the one with that chick who's dating the Spider-Man guy.
No, but
Zendaya.
it's the Drake show.
Zendaya.
Zendaya's in it, and she's like a junkie high school student. These are all supposed
Oh,
to be
okay,
high
I remember
schoolers that
that
are just like.
By the that all goes into the whole Drake Kendrick beef. That's why the one song was called Euphoria,
Oh,
was
okay.
because he was saying he was a pedophile because a lot of these people on the show are technically like 16,
They're supposed to be 16 and 17, and they're like,
it's like a softcore
they're
porn.
fucking like porn stars.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Oh,
what is
man.
happening, man? Which is crazy because if you look at stats, they're saying that teenagers are having less sex now.
Well, that's because
Well, yeah.
they just sit in home and look at.
I mean,
look
I
shit
used to
up.
worry about AIDS all the time. I think it was because of Team America World Police, but I was like, I had this, and my roommate's like, that's so weird. You bring AIDS up a lot. And I was like, I'm not trying to bring it. It was awareness, first off. Like, what the fuck, man? But at the same time, like, I don't know. To me, that's like the ultimate, like.
No, me and my
I think about that when I
friends
go
were-
to the bathroom at Disney. I'm like,
Well, yeah,
this
I
is
can
an
understand
international
that.
fucking bathroom.
I
can
knew
understand
somebody that was in prison, and once they told me they got crabs off a toilet seat, I cannot use a public bathroom anymore.
I have a shit kit, bro.
I remember me and
goes
my
in the
friends after school, this is like middle school, after school went over to one of their houses and we watched like the softcore porn through the scribbly lines, the snow lines. Like, I mean, you know, that was the type of shit that we did in my town.
At Seminole High School, I got on the baseball team. First girl. What's up? Second base, that was gay. But but when I was on it, like the guys after practice, one of the dudes, he lived so close to the high school, we'd walk there and we would stop at this old black lady's house and get these things called freeze pops, and they were plastic cups that had Kool-Aid frozen in them, and I don't know why I was like, dude, this is fucking sick as shit. Could have drugs in it. I don't know. We got him for 25 cents. We went and fucked off to his house, and we used to watch porn together, like hardcore fucking porn, and I would just be sitting there with 11 other dudes, like just being like, that's not real.
And they're all sitting there going,
One day.
I would ask questions that would make everybody uncomfortable, like, is your dick that big?
Oh my god.
God, whose balls look like that? And then everyone's just like, I'm like, oh, no one's showing up. Heard. Okay. And then I at one point I went, damn, that's so fucking crazy. No one's got pillows over their laps. No one's got or I can't see it. Or they're wearing pleated pants. I don't fucking know. Like,
or maybe you were like boner killing the whole room.
maybe
Your
I was just
comments might have
commentating.
been killing it
I'd
for
be
the
like,
whole room. You're
oh my
like,
God, Cody, what if your mom walks in?
I-
Shuts the curtain to the den. Oh, she won't hear anything. Don't worry. I'm like, yeah, curtains block a lot, bro.
Well, the thing is, there was a female there, but there's also 10 other guys, so the percentages are off for boners.
No, I
every
remember,
guy in the room is looking at the other guy going, I can't get a boner in front of fucking Chris.
Right.
Chris is going to tell everybody in fucking gym class.
that I have the smallest dick in this room.
No, I remember at the school dances in middle school, and like you'd dance on some guy and they'd have like a wet spot. Right.
Oh.
So they'd be like, I'm gonna hide over here.
Unfortunately, I think it was me who was giving the wet spot.
I can attest to the fact that I gave a lot of wet spots.
Fuck yeah.
I'm lucky enough I was fucking early, so I didn't get no wet spots for the dances.
How early we thinking? What's the fuck?
15, 16.
Oh yeah, me too.
14.
Dude. Had a kid, bro. I was
I
like,
was
oh
always
my God,
banging out in the woods in
I want
the,
to lose my virginity
the
and have
Tacoma
a baby.
bed.
We
Dogging.
had we had the beach. Not fun.
No, fuck the
The
sand.
sand
Yeah.
was horrible.
No,
like-
well,
That's
here,
an yeast
Sandpaper.
infection. Wait,
Or
funny- the
up
funny thing was-
against a tree, definitely not fun because
I-
once you come out and go in the other hole, not fun whatsoever.
I fucked in the back of my
Whoa, whoa,
Tacoma
whoa,
so much that
against a tree? Were you holding the tree?
I was holding the tree.
Oh my God. Wait, like bent over?
Yeah, kind of.
I fucked in my Tacoma so much that I actually got the air shocks that you had to you could adjust the air tension because it was too squishy with the factory shocks.
I hope my kids never listen to this shit.
Oh,
I was
This
also
is
really
all-
happy once I got that rubber bed liner.
Here's the thing. So when Owen proposed to you, when you announced the births and all this stuff, that was one of the things that me and Owen talked about because, listen, I've known Owen for 25 fucking years. Like, literally, him and I have grown up together and all this stuff. And I had mentioned to him one time, I was like, man, one day the kids are going to be able to go back and listen to the day that we did the show when we found out that they were on the way, and then the day that you proposed, and then the day we talked about the wedding and all this other stuff. But they're also going to have to fucking sift through.
No, because you're
so
a
much
professional and you're
dick
going to make
jokes
a compilation.
and fart and cum stories and all this other stuff, and the story about you fucking soaking the bed because you try to fucking get to sleep and you were pregnant and you had the vibrator out and then you pissed the place
Oh,
out.
I was
and
like, you're a squirter. That's beautiful, babe. Mazel tov. I'm envious.
Oh my god.
yeah,
That's
they're
why you
gonna-
like the fountains at Disney.
We will really make this inappropriate for your
Well,
children to
we
never.
also made sure to fuck in the skyline
What the fuck?
On the way from Epcot to Hollywood Studios, or on the way from Hollywood Studios to
Dude,
Epcot?
some
I
dude
can't
tried
remember.
to like tell me in security. He was like, there's cameras in there. I said, there's not,
There
because
are
I
not
do weird
cameras.
shit in there and
There's
nobody
no
knows
cameras.
it.
No.
Not that weird, but I'm just saying, like, no, fucking, I'm not trying to get canceled at Disney. Oh my god, I have to tell you about what I saw at Epcot.
Okay.
I fucking didn't tell anybody but the one person that I work with that was with me, and we both were like, what the fuck? So we're leaving Epcot in the middle of like the whole shebang, because I really wanted fish and chips, and I actually really fuck with it in UK. I'm like, fuck, this is actually really good. I mean, it's fucking, you get a nasty snog like, hey, what do you want? And I'm like, fucking, what else do you sell? Like, can I have chips?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally, how many orders of fish and chips do you want, bitch? Like, that's what you should be asking. So we get him, like, we're talking, and I'm like, all right, dude, let's head out, because my roommate, her friend, and my daughter already left, because my roommate's knee was all fucked up. And I was like, dude, you get out of here. She had a wheelchair. It was awesome. It was a great time. And then we're walking out, and where the ball's at, and you're walking like down that like corridor, and you get past like everything that blows your fucking magic band up, like the dragon.
Yeah.
So we're at the dragon. I look and I go, that's crazy. And then we look forward, and this woman, eyes closed, in the middle of a situation, fucking holding on to like a stroller with one hand. And her fucking hand is so far down her pants that I can see her elbow coming out of the top of her pants.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, we're walking slow. I start noticing that he start walking slow, and I'm like, dude, we are literally seeing the same fucking thing. And I go, oh, what the fuck? And he looks at me and he goes, is it the fireworks? Like, I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? And then she sees that we're looking at her and goes, huh, and it's like, brah, and it's like this liquid just like
what the fuck?
off of her fucking hand. And I'm like, this is fucking Disney. There are kids here. What is wrong with you? And he goes, damn, did you see that girl in the black shirt? And I go, damn, dude, I was looking at the red shorts. That's crazy. Like, that's how different we're seeing
Black
this.
shirt, the red.
Yeah.
The same person.
Same fucking lady. Because he didn't say anything, and I didn't say anything while we were walking around it. And then he goes, and I'm like, dude, I fucking saw that. That's crazy. But it's weird because she had a kid in the fucking carriage.
Oh man.
It's the weirdest fucking thing. I was like,
Maybe that's how she got the kid. Fucking finger blasted at
are
Disney
you
fireworks.
trolling at Epcot? Like, I don't understand what the fuck was
Finger
that. Was
blasted
the
at
weirdest.
Disney fireworks. That's the name of my next special.
Oh my god.
It was so fucking weird.
It's the
And my
Magic
roommate
Kingdom.
was like, damn, like, why does all the weird shit happen when I leave? And I was like, sometimes I just open my eyes and I go, fucking what?
Well, I mean,
Heather just commented possibly maybe her tampon was in wrong.
Well, she looked. Listen,
Was it red liquid that streamed out of it?
it was dark and the fireworks were going off. It was red and blue lights everywhere, so I wouldn't been able to tell any.
She's
color.
just patriotic.
She's like Festival of Lights.
God bless America.
like I try to when we used to go to Disney, I try to say like, okay, maybe they're foreigners, and that's
And
the
the
reason why
rockets
they're
red glare.
dressing the way they do, and the reason why their children are also dressed the way they do at a child's theme park. Like,
Period
Yeah.
why
bursting
are
in
we
air.
wearing stuff that looks like, okay, I want every guy
Universal
to
needs
look
to
at
get
me.
some sort of fucking regulation though. Disney does stop people. They're like, "Hi, your nipples are showing."
Well, no, you can wear
Cover 'em
pasties
up.
into Universal. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
We're good.
no, you can like literally have your clit out in Universal practically.
I gotta go to Universal more.
They're like, "Hey, one labia at a
Missing
time,
out.
god damn it."
Sounds
At
like
Horror
sounds like a
Makeup
good
Show,
time.
they will let you know.
They
We're
were
not Disney.
No, that's the one thing.
We don't have to be nice to the children.
No, and they can squirt you with water and look you in the eyes and be like, "You suck." It's my favorite show that's at Disney. I mean, at Universal. Wow.
Well, I used to love and I hate that it's gone.
The Terminator.
Well, yes,
Oh.
I hate that that's gone. But I hate that Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review is gone because it was a great show to just you could go and watch it while it's raining. And they had great music. And I'm sorry, I love all the old time monsters. So
Yeah,
why
yeah.
the fuck wouldn't I want to go see that?
They
All
were
the
getting ready for
Universal
Epic
monsters.
Universe. They're like, "Take these bitches out of here."
And they replaced it with Supercharged Fast and Furious, which is their worst ride they have ever come up with. Like
Somebody
it was-
asked me one time, they're like, "Have you been on the Fast and the Furious ride at Universal?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." They're like, "Oh, why not? You should try it." I'm like, "I'm not going to stand in a line for 60 minutes to pretend like I'm driving a Honda Civic."
Okay, first off, that ride will never get a 60-minute wait unless it's like so packed there.
When it first opened,
it did.
when,
Yes.
yeah.
Everyone
But-
loves to get disappointed for the first time. Okay.
But I mean, it's one of those things. Like I originally heard rumors that it was supposed to be like test track. Like you were supposed to be able to make your
like an
own
actual-
concept
yeah,
car.
yeah.
When is that thing opening back up?
It should be opening up in July. I think
That thing's
July.
been closed forever.
Heather just got Bill and Ted Halloween show tombstone emoji.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore. They replaced it originally with Academy of Villains, which was great.
Was it?
Yeah, they had like so the first concept they have was kind of like a Terminator type show with dancing. So half the cast is like looking robotic and the others are like humans trying to fight the robots and like plant
Rebels.
bombs and everything. So the next one they did was Jekyll and Hyde. And they had like Hyde killing people, but everything's like stunts. Like they're doing all their different like off of different platforms. They're doing different dance styles and it's break dancing and it goes. Them doing it themselves, designing themselves, was so much better than the Terminator one, which was designed by Universal for them. But even the show before that was done right in front of the pond, was pretty awesome as well.
Oh, dude, yeah, that one was sick.
Yeah. So, but now they have Nightmare Fuel, which is a different dance
It's
crew.
like and there's
and
a
it's
freak show.
sexual.
Yeah,
It's
very.
all like sexual.
Universal's
I was
the
like-
only fans of theme parks. Like genuinely, I went to Halloween Horror Nights with my daughter, and I was like, I've seen so many areolas today.
But I will tell you that the
Bushy,
last time
you need the fucking Universal Pass.
Apparently.
when we went to Halloween Horror Nights last year, it wasn't like 2018, 2019. Like those years were top notch.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, they
Ruins
lost
everything.
their person that designs Halloween Horror Nights to SeaWorld. And that's why SeaWorld now has Hallowscream.
But that was always kind of like, I remember when it started, I was like, ew.
I
what
thought
is
Busch
this?
Gardens was Hallowscream.
It is.
It is,
It is.
but Busch Gardens is also
They're
owned
owned
by
by
That's the
same
only one
people.
I've been to is the Busch Gardens
Well,
one.
they just started it.
I just remember
2
that one
years
year
ago,
where they
3
had
years
that whole
ago.
like whole their like theme for that year was like crazy ex-girlfriend, and it was the like punk rock looking girl with like the like guitar picks on her bracelets, and I'm like,
So she's a poser.
that's lame
Love
as
it.
fuck, and I'm like, fuck you, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, like. And at the same time, that year was the Universal one where they had the director, which was like the guy who was like later producing snuff films all over the park. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I remember he killed
this
a girl
is
in a
fucking
bathtub.
dope. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I loved the 80s era that they had in 2018 with the vampires and everything, and the clowns.
Bro, the 1998 Halloween Horror Nights is one of the most traumatic moments of my life.
Oh my god.
Back in the day, they could grab you and drag you, and like they had this one haunted house that was literally like a hallway, and then people were like painted like the wall, and it was all checkerboard, and there was like wet laundry that was dripping throughout the whole thing.
Oh,
and
it's terrifying.
dude, they were slowly getting closer and closer to you and it was strobing, and you're like, what in the fuck? But it was kind of like in the era of like House on the Haunted Hill where they were doing like that fast shit.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this, dude. I was like 8 in 1997.
I was just like,
seen
oh my
the-
god, dirty laundry.
Yeah, no. And then like they dragged me out of it. I got displaced from my parents, and I was in the I Love Lucy store for like hours. Nobody gave a fuck. Some dude offered me like a food. He's like, "You look like you've been here for a while." I was like, he's like, "All right."
You're like, I think I'm an orphan now.
This kid's an autistic.
He
or
pulled
something.
like a rucksack down. He's like, "Good child, you look famished. Let me imbibe you with sustenance."
With a rucksack.
But that was a year that the goblins that were like flying through, and then I remember
Yeah.
they bit the dude's eye, and I was
Oh,
like, "What the
jeez.
fuck?" That was the year I went, and I got suspended from school for 3 days for wearing the shirt to school, and it was like a glow in the dark gremlin that was eating an eyeball.
Oh,
my
man.
god.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Some
Well,
dude's
I-
literally got like a gang affiliation shirt on right next
Well,
to me.
also, you said 98.
Yeah.
That was also like the year where like teachers were like my tech teacher was. Our tech class was just watching Jerry Springer every day.
I mean, that's
can't be
prime
worse
time.
than the
That's a
fucking
great
teacher.
class.
that's why it
Yeah.
was number one, because every school
Yes.
was playing that
playing
shit.
it all the time.
Dude.
Fuck
Well,
these kids.
Like, I have to
remember,
teach
Jerry,
economics at fucking
Jerry.
noon. That's when Jerry comes on. Hey, kids, economics class. We're learning Jerry.
Do you remember the movie Us,
Yes.
where like people took over the other people's
Yeah,
lives?
yeah.
Or were they like a doppelganger?
Like
that was,
doppelganger
like,
thing,
Fucking
yeah.
scary.
They had that
Jordan Peele.
house,
Yeah.
and there was one room for Halloween Horror Nights where it was a bunch of mannequins that were like, some were faced towards you, some were faced away from you. So you didn't know where the real person in the room was. And me, I don't like clowns. I don't like dolls. I don't like
Mannequins?
anything. I don't like mannequins. I don't like to be in the dark
You don't
with
like
them.
English. There's a lot of things
I
you
don't
like.
fucking like English. No, it's a fucking fucked up language. Anyway. It's not like
Remember
anybody
Brittany
fucking
goes,
speaks properly.
I
other
know,
than
I
fucking
get it.
Owen.
I'm from Boston. We say shit wrong. Get fucking over it.
Exactly. We want what we want. We don't want to have a fucking conversation about it. Just send me where the fuck an aisle is. Whatever. Anyway.
All right, listen. Let's take a break. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. The band I want to play for you guys this week, new band I found. They are called Chart Attack. And
Chart
here's the
Attack.
thing. And one of the things about this band, Chart Attack, that makes me think that I was a little ahead of the game is that this band reminds me so much of Moonmen from Mars and Wolfface. Those are the two bands that, like, Wolfface is from Tampa, former members of Trebien, part of the Mumsy Grave. They were on Post Records, all of us. So Wolfface is the band that they all dress like the Michael J. Fox basketball scene from Teen Wolf. And in Moonmen, we all play the characters. This band, and the entire band, dresses up like men in their 80s.
Oh.
With with full latex masks and
With
everything.
the walkers.
Yes, and they do pop punk covers of songs you've heard before.
Okay.
And I fucking can't get enough of this, and I think you guys are gonna dig it. And also, if we can get them more listens, maybe we can get somebody on the air.
They're
like
called
we
Chat
did.
Attack.
Chart
Attack?
CHART.
Chat Attack.
Chart Attack.
with
Chart-
with an R.
Yes.
That's
So,
fine. Chat
Chart.
Attack. Where's
Check
that Chat
this
Attack?
out.
Chat Attack.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah,
me-
you got a chat attack.
This is the one that piqued my attention here. Listen to this.
Oh, I love this song.
yeah.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd.
I dig the fuck out of this. That's so good.
And I need you.
I was playing the original on the way over here today. Oh yeah.
And now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by?
Oh, you're gonna come do karaoke with
No,
us.
I'll walk 1,000 miles. I could just see you.
Ambitious song.
All right,
Me
you listen
too.
to Pop Culture, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. This is Chart Attack with Steal My Sunshine. This is the one that caught one of the ones that caught my attention first. This is one of those songs where I'm like, when it was popular, I was like, this is bullshit. But like as I've gotten older, it's like nostalgia to a certain time where I'm like, this is actually a really good fucking song.
I think even when me and you've been working on music, I've always said I love the catchy shit. Like catchy shit is where it's at. It's what holds up. It's what you sing when you're in your car. It doesn't have to be good. It has to be catchy.
Yeah. And these guys do a really good job of taking songs that you wouldn't expect to hear a pop punk version of. In fact, the next break, I will play one where it's like, that's not a pop punk song, and they do it.
They should
And
have
it's
called
fucking
themselves
great.
Blink 85.
Blink 185.
No, just 85.
Blink 85. Oh, man. Okay, so Britt, I know you've got something you want to bring up. I want to bring up a couple of fucking things.
Bitch.
No.
Oh, sorry,
No,
there's
I know she has an
two
actual
things.
cool.
I wasn't
Opposite
calling.
of
You know what
this,
I
yeah.
was saying? Like for
It's
you.
like,
to
Britt,
bitch,
stop
not-
being a fucking
No,
bitch.
no, no.
Bitch.
I was like
Bitch.
not getting in on that. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it out. It's my first time with Brittany.
No. Britt knows. Like, if I'm saying bitch, I mean.
I know I'm a
mean,
cunt.
like-
It's good.
No. I mean,
you might have a nickname, Bitchney, at the end of it.
about something, not that you are.
Actually, when I was in school, I was known as Big Nose Becker because the show that was out
Fuck
there
you
at that
guys.
point in time was Becker.
Yeah.
And like my nose is
Ted
big,
Danson.
Like,
I would have called you Big Nose Beaker or something.
No,
like
I was
Becker.
Big Nose Becker. Yeah.
Oh my God, what?
Mind you, my nose was broken and it never got
Oh.
fixed.
Same.
So that's why it's like got a weird bump.
That's why
and
every
kinda
time I
goes
do
to the
side profile and I look up and I go, fuck. Just look down.
My nose goes like this, and it has like this here,
I love
this
it.
bridge.
I look like a
gorgeous.
fucking Cro-Magnon man. my fucking, the bridge of my nose sticks out past my forehead.
I broke it in baseball training. We would do bunting training, and the ball like bounced off the bat wrong and came smashing into my face. So they had to put snow on my nose.
You know the thing where football players grab their
Snows.
helmets, they grab the face mask, and they smash their helmets in each other?
Yeah.
I did that with the bridge of my nose and no helmet. I
God.
just like whack.
Oh,
Take
God.
that.
That was
Oh,
my
that's
fighting
horrible.
tactic back in high school. They'd be like, I'm going to whoop your ass. I'd be like, oh, God, just get this over
Dude,
with."
headbutts are where it's at.
Yeah.
Oh no,
But if
I've
you
only-
have to
I've-
get disoriented, like, you have to figure your shit out real
I've
fast.
only been in like 3 fights, and 2 of them I headbutted and won almost instantly.
See, I punched somebody in the stomach,
Got a
and I
big
used
ol'
to
head.
do kickboxing. So my thing was like knees and punching in the gut. And then also I had like long sharp nails, so I would like
My
if some
God.
I had a girl who like tried to like rip my hair out, so I grabbed onto her arms and I dug my nails in to get her to let go.
One
and
of
she
the
was like
most-
bleeding.
One
Oh
of
my
the most
God.
awkward, painful things I've ever experienced. Me and my sister got into a fight, and she had insane, like, natural fingernails.
Yeah.
And fucking swung at me and took off half of my upper lip. And that shit, I swear,
Is
took.
that why you have a beard? It's gone.
Yes, I'm high. No, that is actually the brown recluse bite. in
Is
my
your
cheek. I was
sister's
trying to
name Logan?
not that I know of.
Okay, so she's not Wolverine.
No.
Okay.
my
But
God.
she
Sure.
did fuck my lip up.
Oh my God. So there are 2 anniversaries this year. One just passed yesterday, and it's been 50 years since a movie came out. One of my favorite movies that I would love to watch, In Water, on a big screen. Can we figure out what movie it is?
In water?
In
I already
Is it
figured
water?
it out.
No. It was 50 years ago.
50
Eh,
Shades
eh,
of Grey.
No.
Jaws.
Jaws, yes.
Sick.
So
Fuck yeah.
Universal has brought back a lot of Jaws memorabilia.
Oh, not the ride, though?
No, no, they have.
Fuckers.
But supposedly at Epic
They
Universe,
bring it back
they're
and it would
going
not
to
work tomorrow.
Do a Jaws ride in a year or 2. They're going to add
That
it.
whole
Too
area
busy
was so
drifting
sick.
Civics.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of my favorite jobs to have when I was 18.
I love
That ride
the
attendant,
Jaws
I lost
rides.
so many pairs of sunglasses. so
I
many
can
pairs of-
imagine.
I was like throwing myself off the thing. I was like, "Fuck!" Like you can't. Like
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh shit!" Like this is real, and I'd be like crying, like, "Hold it, Dan, help me!" Like it'd be horrible. I'd catch 3 names first and try to work it into the. Into
Well,
the
they
ride.
they have a setup so you can take a picture like you're actually the attendant on the ride, but you can't like pick up anything. So you can't pick up the shotgun and like attempt to
well,
shoot
God
it.
damn.
You can't pick up the mic and be like, "Come and get us." And you can stick your head in the shark's mouth again.
Ah.
So and they also have a
Does it
drink.
pop up and you're like,
they have a drink
Me,
called
Daddy.
Shark Attack. And they give you a shark gummy in it, and they put grenadine on it so it looks like it's bleeding.
So cute.
It's so good though. Like I went with my son, and I like realized halfway through that drink, I was like, "This is very fucking dangerous."
You know, now you just said
Girl
it's going to
drinks.
make me look at it. But I asked this question the other night. So Steven Spielberg, obviously,
Yeah.
Jaws 1, right? Was he involved in the rest of them?
He, I think, produced. I think he
Wasn't it-
directed
was it
the
the first
second
two?
one, and then
I
produced.
feel like he's like
was a
the first
producer.
two kind of guy. Like Jurassic
Producer
Park
on
and the
third
second
and the
one he
fourth.
did, but it wasn't called like. was it
Yeah,
called
he
Jurassic
did
Park
not
2?
direct the
It
second
was
one.
Jurassic Park.
I
and
feel like
then
he's
the Lost
like
World
World,
of
yeah.
Jurassic
Jaws
Park.
3D, obviously,
We need
no
to stop
way.
with the Jurassic Parks,
No.
everybody.
Okay,
Um,
I was just curious because I remember being a kid and like my mom and my grandmother, like we were all at like SeaWorld one day, and my mom's like, "Oh, they're shooting the Jaws movie today." It was Jaws 3D.
Yeah.
But it seems like that one Jaws 1 is like obviously universally recognized as a great film.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The rest of them, no.
But
I
Fade had a
enjoy
huge
Jaws
part.
too. I do enjoy
yeah.
Jaws too. Jaws
No,
3.
I enjoy all of them, but I'm saying it's like Jaws 1 is universally as like a film nerd will go, that's a great movie.
Yeah,
But if
that's
the rest of
everything
them people go, eh.
If
Jaws
everything
the
would have
Revenge
went
is-
well with the first Jaws, it would have sucked. Like if the thing didn't rot in the fucking salt water and they
Yeah.
couldn't use it right away,
Yeah.
like there was so much mystique to it because if like he was super pissed off, he wanted you to see the fucking shark in the beginning. I love the fact that woman like went in there and like you couldn't see what the fuck was happening and you're like, oh my god, you don't know how big the shark is, you don't know
Yeah.
shit.
exactly.
And then it's like you really like the cinema gods really had a huge help in making that movie
Exactly.
iconic because
Heather said she wants to
fuck,
plan a trip we can all go watch it on the big screen.
I like Deep Blue Sea.
I would
better.
like that.
dude, I fucking love Deep Blue Sea.
Deep
it's
Blue
one of
Sea,
the
the one
only-
with Betty White?
No.
No, that's the crocodile
That was
one.
Lake
Deep Blue
Placid.
Sea is like LL Cool J.
Where you realize
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
like the bad bitch who's feeding them and
Samuel
like she like
Jackson.
owns
Yeah.
them at the end of it. I'm like, get it, Betty.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Or no, is it Samuel L. Jackson or Forrest Whitaker?
It's Samuel L. Jackson, and he gets his dick bitten off by a shark.
So
He's
Deep
He's
Blue-
like
Deep-
making his speech. He's like, "We're gonna do it," and
Yeah,
then
he's
just
like,
get
we're doing the best we
boom.
fucking
Deep Blue
can.
Sea, I think, is the only movie premiere I ever went to. Like, I actually
Really?
went to the premiere, and it was amazing.
Oh,
I've only been to one premiere, and it was Rent.
it was Across the Universe. No, Across the Universe was a good movie.
That was a great movie.
I don't think I've
Rent?
seen that. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I cried to that fucking movie.
I actually
AIDS.
like.
Yeah.
telling you, I was afraid of AIDS. I was like, oh
I
god.
was I actually
That's
went
been
to
a-
the party beforehand and after.
Got AIDS.
I Dana Menzel. Every time she sees me, she's like, "So your father works at Warner Brother Records," and I'm like, "I love you. He's my uncle, and yes, he worked at Warner Brother Records."
I think it's Warner.
Thank you, English major Owen. Hats off to you.
Warner Brothers.
But yeah, like she recognizes me every freaking time.
That's awesome.
Like I
That's
see her.
awesome.
But Tay Diggs, he would not like. He had somebody who was like, "No, we're not taking pictures." Blah blah. Blah. I was like,
Who are you, Tay?
"What the fuck, dude?
was the
Like
last
your
movie you
wife
were
is
in?
amazing, and you're a douchebag."
Who's
like,
his wife?
I did Menzel was married to
Oh
him.
my god, dude, that's weird.
Oh my
They're
God.
divorced now, but I mean, she was married.
Well, that's
to
why,
him.
girl.
Exactly.
She was
Goats my
accessible, and
goats.
he's like, no, not today.
Exactly. But another one that's being celebrated, it's going to be July 3rd, but this is the
Independence Day.
40th year.
Oh,
Okay.
It's one of Owen's favorite movies.
Ghostbusters.
I don't
No.
know Owen,
No.
but I'm learning.
And it's also a Universal, it used to be a Universal ride.
E.T.
No, E.T.'s still there. It'll never leave.
80. So
Back to the
40
Future.
Yes.
Oh,
1985.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did that so fast.
Oh man.
Jews.
Okay.
July 3rd, 1985. So that's
down
also
over
a
there,
thing
Miss
around the
Petition.
park.
I love that
They have
Chastity
shakes
just like
and everything.
Chastity accepts every fucking every accomplishment as like yes.
Well, I
Give
feel
it
like
to
it's
the
just
Jews.
like God's like, you're welcome. I'm like, oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
so
I almost feel like I'm not able to like
Are we
Just
getting
count that.
the new Back to the Future? Is that real? I've heard like it's a lie. I feel
I
that we
mean-
tell ourselves every year.
I keep
Yeah.
hearing the second Spaceballs is.
no,
is-
that is
No,
real.
that is
That one's
real.
real.
Rick
Rick
Moranis
Moranis
is coming
out of
fucking
retirement.
retirement for that shit.
I don't believe anything anymore.
No, he did.
He is. He
He
signed
did
up
an
for it.
interview, I think it was in a magazine or something. But he was talking about why he left acting and like his
Yeah.
wife died of cancer when he was doing Honey, I
Yeah,
Shrunk the
yeah.
Kids, and then he was like, "I don't miss acting." And then everyone was like, "No, but Ghostbusters," and he was like, "I don't want to be in Ghostbusters."
Listen, but more importantly, it's all been confirmed by Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
yes.
Mel Brooks has confirmed
and
all
you
of
better
it.
So,
hurry
okay,
the
yeah,
fuck up, Mr. Brooks.
Like I said, I seen
He's
all
98.
that, but I don't believe anything anymore. Because everything's fucking AI. But I'm very excited. If it's real, I'm fucking
Oh
excited.
yeah, he's coming
like
out.
That.
He's coming out of retirement.
That's
for
gonna be
it.
so good.
I love Mel Brooks, obviously.
Oh man, he did this. This was
He ain't got this.
10 years ago at Dr.
Maybe
Phillips.
shake
He did an evening.
Flex my bridge.
He did an evening with Mel Brooks, and I watched him do this like whole like Q&A. Like it was like almost like you're watching a late night show, like the whole interview. And he told this whole story about how when he was a kid that he's like being Jewish in New York, and he's like we all had like we had our own like language and our own way of speaking, and he's like, and he goes, we'd go down the street and we'd play. He's like, and then every day at a certain time, he's like, our mothers would drop our lunch out the window in a burlap sack. He goes, and we would catch it, then we'd eat our lunch, and we'd go back to playing stickball. Well, he goes, his mom made these sandwiches that were like cream cheese and tomatoes, these cream cheese and tomato sandwiches. And he's like, and one day I missed the bag. He goes, I was devastated. He's like, but when it hit the pavement, all the cream cheese and the tomato, it like emulsified into the bread. And it was the best sandwich I ever had in my life. And I never caught the fucking bag again.
Yeah, if you ain't had a curb stomped tomato and cream cheese sandwich, you ain't lived.
It's fused all of it
goodness
together.
gracious.
It's a milkshake now.
This is a fucking smoothie. Okay, so I want to bring this up because this is something that just dropped this week on
goodness.
Max.
I think it's HBO
have
Max
you
now,
guys?
yeah.
I know, but they're
No, it's
changed the name
Max.
again.
They
What
are.
the fuck is
no,
happening to this
no, they
bipolar
changed the
ass
name
company?
again. Oh no, she's right. So it's they've changed the name back to HBO Max.
Oh Jesus Christ.
But
They must have gotten in
Um,
trouble or something.
have you guys heard of this new documentary called Surviving OSU?
Yes.
no.
The Ohio State. I've watched it
Ohio
recently.
State University.
Fucking
Oh,
brutal.
that's the coach that was
Oh,
finger banging.
Oh,
Fucking
yes.
Heather
brutal.
was telling me about this, and I brought up Penn State.
Yes.
Yeah, no. It's,
Okay. This shit is fucking nuts. And here's the thing.
So this is
I will
basically
say,
Servers football edition, right?
do you know Bushy might know this name? Do you know who Mark Coleman is?
No.
no.
Former UFC heavyweight champion. He was a national champion as a wrestler at Ohio State. He has come forward as part of this to go, yeah. So he originally like distanced himself from all this, but then when all these guys started coming forward and they were kind of being like mistreated in the media, Mark Coleman comes forward and goes, no, they're all telling the truth. It happened to me too. And so he kind of like lended his validity to this story. This story is fucking crazy. I'm gonna play you guys the trailer, and you're gonna hear some stuff that I don't know any other way to say it than that. This is like fucking nightmare fuel. If you've ever played college sports or high school sports, any sports where you had to go before a team doctor.
Oh God.
Oh, it's always
Growing up in Ohio, everyone wants to be a Buckeye.
That was the dream.
Ohio State's athletic department is the gold standard for college sports.
The Buckeyes are a religion.
Dr. Strauss was our team doctor, and he's the one we went to.
Richard Strauss was the esteemed doctor of sports medicine at Ohio State.
Put your
Walk
dick in
into
my
a
mouth and
room,
cough.
And Doc tells me to turn the lights off.
hide and seek.
And who are you going to tell?
There was a dirty little secret that we tiptoed around and we just dealt with it.
He was in such a position of power because if they didn't go through his exam, They did not compete.
Our coaches knew.
It's truly amazing how many people had to look the other way for him to get away with this that long.
That's Mark Coleman, by the way.
wheels came off. I was never the same person.
How could these grain-fed tough guys be the victims of sexual assault?
As more people come forward, Ohio State decided to investigate themselves.
177 survivors was a small fraction of the true number. It's in the thousands.
I decided accountability needed to be had.
Behind the scenes, they begin fighting us tooth and nail.
They want to keep spending money to fight us, and then we'll keep going.
You know, somebody asked one time, and I thought, you know what? I'm a survivor of sexual assault, but I'm a victim of OSU.
Okay, so here's what I want to say. Here's what I want to say. Here's the
way
reason-
to bring the room down.
No, yeah. No. There's a reason for me bringing this up. Because here's the thing. I watched half of this last night. I had to work today, so I only watched half of it. But the thing that caught my attention was there's some stuff in this documentary where when I'm watching it, I laugh. And it's no disrespect to anybody, but if this was a story of a woman telling this story, I would not laugh.
Well, that's fucked up dirt.
I'd be angry.
Is men's trauma
hold on. I'd be angry. But because I'm a man and I'm watching these men tell these stories, I laugh a little bit because I'm like, that's funny. But there's that part in there, like Mark Coleman, fucking UFC heavyweight champion, saying he's going in, he goes, I had a high ankle sprain, and this guy's like, take your fucking pants off. And I'm like, I don't want to take my pants off. And he goes, but I'm fucking broke from a poor fucking family in a poor town, and I have a full ride for Ohio State University.
Exactly.
And he knows that.
He's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to knock this old man out and lose my scholarship?
Yeah.
Or I'm just going to do what he says and win the national championship?
Nope. So you got to knock the old man out.
But when he says, he's like, he's doing the whole physical, and then he goes, turn the lights out. Then he puts a flashlight in his mouth, and he says, and then he grabs your dick, and he's looking all around it, and he's fucking juggling your balls like it's some stress toy. He goes, and I can feel his breath on my crotch. And he goes, and the whole time he's doing that, I'm looking up the ceiling going, I'm talking myself out going, do not get an erection while this guy's doing this.
What?
Yeah. And he's like when someone's like fiddling around with your junk, and he's like,
yeah, but
and you're
it's
going,
an old dude. That's
that's
not a factor.
Soft hands, bro.
But
You
still,
don't know.
he's like,
But it's a dude's fucking
but
idiot.
he's saying he's like that's like, do not let that happen because this. Yeah, and he says, and he goes, and the whole thing is, he's like, when he gets done, he goes, I'm like beating myself up going, why didn't you fucking say something? And he goes, and every single person I've ever told this story to after the fact goes, oh, I would have knocked that fucker out. And he goes, well, guess what? I'm fucking UFC heavyweight champion. I'll knock you the fuck out. He's like, I'm telling you, you don't know what you would do until you're in that situation.
You know what? I feel like I do know, and I said I would have knocked the old man out.
Well, he's going to tell you you're wrong.
Well, no, but let me finish. So I was in 4-H when I was younger. I was homeschooled. Yeah. Right? And so we were all about clubs. I was in the
sense. No, just kidding.
No, wait, what do you mean make sense?
No, finish your thing. You were in clubs.
No. What do you mean make sense?
Is that to make friends? To go to the clubs?
No. You said homeschooled makes sense. What does that mean?
I was joking. I was.
Yeah. So
did you bully yourself though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like,
even now
you're self-deprecating. I was like,
yes,
yeah, of course, it
absolutely.
makes sense. Yeah.
A fucking weirdo.
Fuck, man, I just made him so self-conscious.
The crazy thing is the crazy thing is being in homeschool and knowing that shit is weird, but not knowing why.
But you grew up with your parents who are your protectors who never did anything like that to you. Like I can see from the perspective of someone who is given an opportunity, like you don't know where they come from, and I feel like we all just pass judgment immediately on people where we're like, dude, that's what I would do. I remember one of my friends got robbed, and I was like, fuck that shit. I'd like fucking Karate Kid that shit. No, a month later, I got robbed.
I'll have to tell you the hog tie
I got
and pistol
fucking
whip
robbed
story.
by 4 kids I went to fucking high school with.
Played
and one of
football
them
with
looked at me, and I was like, Octavius? And he was like, fuck. And I was like, but you're still going to take my car? And he was like, yeah.
I was hogtied and pistol whipped by guys on my football team.
Oh my God, dude.
Okay, so back to
it was
the
a
reason,
weird hazing game back then.
No. So back to the reason I say that I definitely know that I would have knocked the guy out. I was never like, even being homeschooled and stuff, I was never raised, like I was never taught about molestation or weirdos or pedophiles or anything like that. Well, I was in a 4-H club and we went camping, and they were going to play this game where they put a blanket over all of us, and it was like take off something that you didn't have on early. I forget what the game was, but it was like basically the whole thing was they were trying to get you to take your clothes off under this blanket and then rip the blanket off of everybody. And
it's called hazing.
It's called when it's 40-year-old fucking old men doing it to a bunch of fucking 12 and 13-year-olds. It's called pedophilia.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what was going on, and the whole game was, you could have just took off the blanket. But they framed it so everybody. Yeah. So basically, I freaked out right away, and I'm like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" And I fucking called my parents and shit. I'm like, "These motherfuckers are trying to get me naked out here in the woods."
Yeah.
So no, I'm a whistleblower. I know some fucking fuck shit's going on immediately when it is. You know what I mean?
Remember,
and I'll be the martyr for everybody else. I got kicked out of my fucking welding certification program because they wouldn't fucking certify anybody, because I realized that they were just the longer they had students, the more money they would make. And we had really good welders, and they wouldn't certify anybody. They hadn't certified anybody in welding in 3 fucking years until I made a huge fucking stink about it. I got kicked out of the fucking program.
But everybody graduated.
And everybody got graduated and got certified that year for some reason.
You're the...
I am a fucking martyr.
I heard
Jesus,
like
take the wheel.
10 years ago, I heard that one of my gym teachers, right, in middle school, was a pedophile. And I'm like remembering, like, we had the boys' locker room was over there, the girls' locker room was over here. We had 2 male gym teachers. There was a desk in each locker room. We never had a female gym teacher. Now, he was in the boys' locker room, the one who was the pedophile. The other one, he like wasn't in there when we trained or anything like that. But when I found this out, I was like, he made you feel comfortable enough that I could understand how that happened to people my age.
Well, it's like con men. It always he was so nice. I just don't. Well, yes, you're a terrible con man if people don't like you.
But those people in those like positions of being like, that doctor knows what scholarship program you're on.
Exactly.
And if he looks at it and he goes, I could probably take advantage of this situation. I mean, I'm sure there were, but again, in the documentary, there were whistleblowers. There were people who were kicked out of programs, lost their scholarships. Like, they went to Ohio State. That's why that guy at the end of it says, yes, I'm a victim. I'm like he did this to me, but I'm also a victim of Ohio State, because Ohio State, the way they handled it was absolutely trash.
Yeah. So everyone knew at the school,
just like Nassar,
and so like the assistant coach.
That shit.
Yeah, the assistant. Hold on, he's involved in this, by the way. So the assistant coach of the wrestling program. There's a story in this documentary where the actual fucking referee that worked the fucking event goes into the fucking locker room to like change and leave, and this doctor comes in and strips naked in front of him, and who's like, that's weird. He's a doctor. And he's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I have someplace I have to be. So then the referee goes into the locker room, starts showering, and he goes, entire locker room, he picks the shower right next to me. He's like, I turn and look to my left. He's masturbating, and then he grabs my ass. And he goes, and I've locked up. And he goes, and that's the moment when I realized what these people were talking about. He goes, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to him. He goes, I just wanted to get out of there. And this is an old man that starts crying while he's talking about it and going, I always thought, he's like, oh, I should have knocked him on his ass. He goes, but I didn't. He goes, because in that moment, he goes, my whole body locked up. I didn't know what to do. And he goes, and I just tried to get out of there.
You're just in
and
shock.
Like, yeah, and he's telling the story. And when he's telling the story, and what's so funny is like when you hear these guys talk about it, and they're like, we all knew, like, this should not be happening. He's like, but everything in my body there, I go, oh, if anybody ever came to me, and he's like, I didn't do none of that. He's like, because he goes, I just completely shelled him and go, what the fuck? And he goes, and this only thing that's resonating through your head is like, what the fuck is happening right now? And like when they were telling these stories, the craziest part to me in all of it is that they're all basically saying the same thing, and they're like, hey, we're talking about guys who were like I said, Mark Coleman, UFC fucking champion, and he's going, I would think if I were to play this story out in my head, there's 100 ways it could go. He goes, but it didn't go any of those ways. He goes, because at that moment, he goes, I was completely shelled going, what the fuck is happening to me right now? I don't understand any of this, and this doesn't make sense.
No, every single one of them has to be a little gay. Because if that shit happened to me, they're getting knocked the fuck out.
Well, number one,
and
we're not going to say that. No. We're not going to say anything about victims being a little bit gay because they didn't do anything. Not gonna happen. Okay, not gonna happen.
Well, I'm
because you've never been in that situation. So no, we're not gonna say that. But what I'm saying is, this guy is UFC heavyweight champion, and he's going, hey, until you're in this situation, you can't have an opinion on this. Is what he's saying. He goes, I have knocked dudes out for a living. That's my job. And when I'm in that situation, he goes, I'm a guy who comes from no money. I'm only in college because I have a fucking scholarship. He goes, and I'm thinking, what do I do? If I knock out this old fucking doctor, I lose my scholarship, and I go back to the trailer park, and I have nothing.
But why would you lose your scholarship?
Because who are they going to believe? Who are they going to believe?
Are they
A
gonna believe
student
like
or a
as soon as
fucking
they
guy?
rouse, they
Hold
were
on.
like, fuck you, get out of here.
A doctor
He had tenure.
who, let's add this to it, a doctor who is on Nightline because he's an expert witness in fucking medicine. He's Dr. Richard Strauss from Ohio State
was like
University.
the mentor of NASA.
He's a fucking well-known doctor across the world, and they were like, what am I doing? Knock out this old doctor and then go back to the trailer park and like not have my fucking scholarship? That's what happens.
Exactly.
They put people in situations where they go, hey, you have zero power. I
go
have
from nothing
all
to
the
everything
power.
to nothing
You
again.
fucking either do what I say or you go back to your old, that's what they do. And that's what this guy did. He took people and he put people in positions where they're like, hey, do you not want to succeed?
Exactly.
Well, like I said, I'm sorry if it was taken wrong. I was
No,
just making a joke.
I'm just saying, like, that's what everyone
let me
says.
finish.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to victim blame anybody.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything, but I was always just raised right is right, wrong is wrong, and it's, okay to knock out the pedophile.
I know, but listen, I was raised that way too, but also I understand when people say, you haven't been in that position. And I go, you're right, I haven't. Because it's so easy to go, oh, if I was in that position, until you've been there, you don't fucking know.
When you get robbed,
and no
by
matter
four
how many
dudes-
times you run the scenario and go, if I had, because I've been in so many situations like that, like when my house got robbed, I'm like, oh shit, if I was there, I would have probably wouldn't
like
have
I
done
said,
any
I
of that.
told the story on the show.
Yeah.
I was pulled out of my shower naked at gunpoint by people that I played football with and hogtied and pistol whipped. Believe me, I know. Like there are situations you go, I would do this, and then you're in it, and it's a whole different thing.
And you're naked too.
I've told people
fucked.
about like
Yeah.
my first relationship was an abusive one. Like if he was angry, he couldn't hit me, but like any other time he could hit me and not have a problem. It was
Fucked
never
up
my
segment.
face.
When you say he could,
It was not my face,
I
but
did
it
go
was
to
like the rest of
therapy
my
before
body.
this.
Like he almost broke my knee. Yeah, and different stuff like that. But it's
did you
like
ever hear my therapy story?
there are people
Oh,
there are
no.
people out there who will say like, why didn't you just leave? And it's like I came from a home where like I was told, well, your grandfather used to walk around in a wife beater. Like I was raised on the fact that women were just kind of there to be seen and like cook and clean and whatnot. So I figured this is the type of relationship that it's supposed to be, like based on the old ways. I didn't think that there was anything really wrong with it.
Did you have Jewish friends growing up?
I am from Boston.
Yeah, no, but I was just asking. I don't know. I was just
Jewish,
asking.
Italian,
Yeah.
Irish.
I mean, everyone's always like, "Are you Italian?" And I was like, "Nah, I always wanted to be."
My town was mostly Irish. Like
Yeah,
it was
that's
a little,
that's what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah.
just didn't. I mean,
So, I mean,
how
the
many
kid
Irish
I dated,
Jews can there be?
the kid I dated was
There's a lot.
Irish Catholic, and I mean, his mother had him when she was 16, so she like resented having him
girl?
and didn't really, like him.
Yeah.
He is the black sheep of the family. And I thought he was a good-looking kid, and that's why I dated him and whatnot. But a lot of people were like, "Why didn't you just leave?" And I was like, "'Cause I loved him. I was an idiot.
Yeah.
I was 13, 14 years old. He was 18. I couldn't believe that he was into me. Like, it's the way that the mind
dark-ass
is
segment.
weird.
Dude, I was gonna say
hell is going
the
on
way I
here?
met Dirt ended up being fucking horrific because I was dating the guy who's like his mom owned the bar that I would go to. My alcoholism was at its height. Four Loko was literally running through my veins. I think I shotgunned 2 Four Lokos before shift, and then I woke back up at like 11 p.m. and I was like, oh man, this is crazy. 6 Mickey grenades deep, and then you're there until 5 a.m. Yeah, I mean, but he was very abusive. Like I did not realize like how crazy he was. But he also did not realize how crazy I was. So
Yeah.
we didn't like, he didn't fucking hit. I would beat the fucking shit out of him. But I wouldn't because there's no way. Harry was fucking bigger than me. He was fatter than me. His fist was like the size of a boulder. So when things would get to that point, I'd fucking run from the house. I would grab my keys. I'd get in my 6-speed turbo Volkswagen Bug, and I'd get the fuck out. Like I was like, I'm out of here. Like
4.0.
Yeah.
That was a quick little fucking car. Fucking 4.0 turbo and like a fucking.
Whenever they
2400
hide like a fucking flower vase on the dashboard and those old bugs, remember they had the like flower vase?
I had
And it'd be
fresh
like,
flowers.
Oh, it's a fucking hippie mobile. And they're like, oh, all through this thing is twin turbo.
Also, you can
Yeah,
keep joints
no.
in it.
Yeah.
I kept a joint and a lighter constantly. And then I thought, my grandmother was like, that's not really smart. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, cops? I said, oh,
I mean,
you're right.
you never know what you're going to do in a situation.
Okay, so Megan,
never been
that's
through
your
it.
sister?
I don't know. Pre-read that. What's up with that?
She would come hang out with me sometimes when she was mad at him sometimes.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. I mean, when she means come hang out, it means I would bring a Four Loko with me to my grandmother's house and literally stand outside arguing with my grandmother why I needed to stay with somebody who I was constantly in a fight with.
So can I tell me, you're responsible for my first Four Loko story?
Oh, great.
Oh,
with the one
God.
where you got arrested that night?
No.
That was crazy. That was 4th of July. No, it was St. Patrick's Day.
I
where
never
he
got
took
arrested at any gigs.
No, I'm saying like Harry, the Four Loko thing.
Oh, no, I don't know that
That was
one.
crazy.
So
Threw a dude through
we
a
were
window.
playing in Sanford one night, and it was one of those things where it's like, so I don't, so for those of you who don't know, so when you're a band, when you come in and play the place, a lot of times they'll say, you're like, oh, here's your pay, and then you get, this is your like rations,
Of
I
your
guess you say,
allotment of booze.
of booze, right? And so we had been given like basically unlimited Four Lokos, and Rocco was my harmonica player, and so Rocco, for some reason, like blueberry, raspberry, fucking Four Lokos, Rocco
Blue Raz
loved the
supercharged.
shit out of those.
Oh my God.
And then so we start playing the show, and Rocco was like on stage with me playing harmonica. Then he's in the audience,
Oh, I remember
still
that.
with his fucking harmonica mic, opening the door for people and welcoming people into the pub as we're playing. And then next thing I know, it's like we're halfway through the set, and Rocco's laying on the floor, still
He
playing
melted
harmonica,
so fucking
waving
fast.
people in like fucking air traffic control. And then by the end of the show, Rocco is like, I have to like lift him with his wife Lily and get him out of the pub, and he goes, "We did great tonight, fellas." Like one of those nights. Like it was
Your
fucking
view was the ceiling.
insane. Yeah, it was. I have never seen
They were dangerous, man.
someone
remember
get
when Four
that
Loko
drunk
came
that
out.
fucking fast. Like it was crazy because he wasn't even a drinker.
Dude,
Yeah, but
I
I
know.
remember-
And then that was just bad because I was like, he's tall, he can handle it. No.
But
No.
not being a drinker and then handing someone something that doesn't taste.
it's like railing like 4 lines of cocaine, slamming 2 Red Bulls, drinking a bottle of vodka, and then being like, I'm good to drive.
Oh,
I'm good to go.
I remember.
I mean, we've all been there, but
I was like, so
I
Saturday.
remember when Four Locos came out, and then like a month or two later, they were saying like, so many people in Massachusetts died, like teenagers and 21-year-olds died
Drunk
from
driving.
drinking drinking the Four Locos.
Well,
bunch of
yeah, because
pussies
it,
up
well,
there.
because it was like a speedball. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean? It was like people's
because they
hearts.
were
Oh, I was
drinking
on
so
Adderall,
much.
so that's probably why I was like, you know what? This feels like at home.
Yeah, they were drinking so much of it that they were like dying of alcohol poisoning from it.
I'll tell you my speedball stories off the air.
And that's when they changed the Four Locos.
Oh, the
So
week
that way it wasn't
before
that bad.
so my 21st birthday, my apartment complex was right next to a liquor store, and I remember going in there, and me and the dude became way too good friends. I was like, dude, this is crazy. I barely understand what you're saying, man. And on my 21st birthday, he said, as long as you have everyone buy their liquor from here, I'll cut you a good deal. So I was like, all right, sweet. And then everybody did, and it was crazy. Underage, of age, above age, whatever. And the week before it went out of like production, and he had a pallet of it, and it was like, I think it was the orange flavored or whatever the red can was. And there was a festival coming up in the Ocala National Forest, and I was going to it, and I was like, dude, that's in a month when the new Four Loko won't even be out. And I packed my whole fucking car filled. It was the Aura Festival. I can't remember what year. I think it was like 2009, 2010. And we packed our car with like 18 cases.
Oh, Jesus.
We sold the fuck out of Four Loko. It went from $10 a can to $25 a can. We were like, in 2009, this is really fucked. The last day of the festival, 4 cars away from me, this dude, who was definitely consuming the Four Locos, had a Roman candle and shot it underneath the car 4 cars away from me, and the car exploded. And then there's this video on YouTube from the Aura Festival from that year of just like fucking cars just exploding next to each other because people were still at the festival and they weren't there to move their shit. So one car just caught the other car, tents were on fire. I was like, it wasn't me, but like, damn, people can't. But then I realized, like, you had to at that time be a caliber of fucked up. And like,
I feel like that would be something Owen would do.
So fucking dumb to be able to like stomach that, literally, figuratively, and be able to like hold your shit together, because people were acting like crazy there. And I was like, the only difference is we have Four Loko here. It's the only fucking difference.
Okay, so old chat story. So going way back to the Sanford days,
When
right?
I was fat, yes.
Okay.
I was an alcoholic, and I ate a lot of McDonald's.
So whenever I would do a show in Sanford, and you were bartending,
not a good look.
So, okay, I'm trying to, how to paint. So when we would play a show, so Dirt McCoy and the Trailer Park Refugees, we were known to be like the band you would hire if you wanted to sell a lot of fucking alcohol that night, because that's what we would do. We came on stage. It was a fucking like a bum rush on the stage. It was like, it was almost like if you could take a metal band intensity, but put it into a country band, that's what we did. Like we turned the entire audience into alcoholics, like by osmosis.
It was
right?
like Andrew WK.
Yeah, and so I remember like when we would do those gigs, and right before it was showtime, it was like everybody would be kind of milling around, and I'd be like doing my thing and like and hanging out and talking to everybody, and then I was like, I would look at the clock and it was like, all right, here we go, 5 till showtime, and I would tell the guys, and then they would go take their spots, and then you would go, you want to do a shot? And I'm like, and it's like at that point you can't say no because you've been hired to perform a specific set of skills that night. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then you would pick something different every fucking time. And then I would do a shot with Chas, then I would get on stage and go, I don't know the words to my own fucking songs. And
he would just go like,
yeah. No, but you would.
And Mo would get so mad at me. She'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And I'd
No,
be like,
because you were mixing stuff together.
Yeah,
This wasn't a
shit.
real shot, but
No.
she would make it a shot that night and call it, and then name it. And like, this is the shot for tonight, and it would be like just like all the liquors at the bar like poured into one
But
thing.
it was
and you're
like
like
the catch.
This is a Bilbo Baggins. It's going to take you on an incredible journey.
This
call
sounds
this
like
one
the
my
Four
precious.
Horsemen.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
but that's like literally what she would do. Is like,
But it would be like 4 ounces.
yeah, it would be
Just
like.
what do you
think
it would
the
be like
Four Horsemen
this.
is?
It would be
No,
like
I'd be like,
wrecked in the
It
morning.
would be like
bro,
this
like,
whole
this-
glass. It would be this whole glass full of something. and then she's like, cheers, and then I would
Oh my god!
Fuck.
she'd be like, cheers, and I would slam this whole fucking thing, and then I would go on stage, and I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh my god!
Rocco would hate it, but then Rocco got on the Four Loko train that one time, so then he couldn't say anything. So.
Oh god!
Oh man, those are good times.
That was weird transition, but I loved it. That the air it's getting cooler in here.
Oh no, I am getting hotter, but I think it's the wine because wine makes you hot.
Oh,
gives
yeah.
you a bit
Where
of
we
a
at?
headache.
Bottle check. Where we at?
We're below this. We're like
Oh,
that much
you
below.
passed the
down.
koozie.
Yeah. We have passed
Owen,
the
you're
koozie.
welcome. Okay, let's take a quick break. Another track from Chart Attack, and this
Chat
one
attack.
Chart Attack.
Chat.
Chart.
We got a
C-H-A-R-T. Chart.
We don't have Oz in my language. What the fuck you want from me?
Is it
weird,
We don't have ass in my language.
WMAR?
What?
Mar.
That's the WMAR is the college radio station in Boston.
Well, I knew
I think.
that.
Okay, but
No,
still,
I'm
we
just
don't
saying
have-
because I've been on that station.
We
before.
don't pronounce it. It's
It's WMA.
WMAR. Hey, you listen to fucking Boston fucking radio.
Which I'll tell you, I was
Big
watching.
Poppy, fucking Boston, the fucking Red Sox, Bruins. We're fucking talking about Patriots. Tom Brady, suck his dick. He fucking deserves it.
I was watching the Celtics documentary today.
You don't say.
I was putting it on and I'm like, oh, I missed this time period. Oh my god. And I'm trying to tell Owen, I'm like, Owen, look at the TV now. Look at Kevin McHale. He looks like Frankenstein. And he's like,
With the big shoulders.
the big
Oh,
shoulders, a small fucking head, and his arms went the
So
tip
long.
of his fingers were at his fucking knees. Like, I'm telling you, this dude looked like fucking weird the way that he was. And Owen's like,
Drop 40 points.
I know, right?
It's the only job they could do. Everybody else would be like, ew, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You can't work at Pizza
he
Hut
was
looking like that.
He's
Your
like
phalanges
6'10",
are overdeveloped.
180 pounds. Like, he's a skinny dude who's wicked fucking tall. So he's like lanky, like looks weird, bony. Like his shoulders looked like shoulder pads, like Prince's shoulder pads when they were pointing
Why
up.
can you say shoulders properly?
You know what?
Oh,
Fuck
man.
you. And
Okay,
the way
so
that
Brit,
you're fucking pointing shit
Before
out
we go
at
to
this
break,
point.
Britt, I have a story for you. You will love this story.
Shoulders.
So,
Shoulders.
there is a new docu-series that's coming out about Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
And one of the stories that somebody sent it to me, and there is a specific story about when the Lakers beat the Pacers in the NBA Finals, and I think it was like 2001 or 2, right?
Yeah.
And so at that time, Larry Bird was the coach of the Pacers.
Yeah.
And this story, the reason why I thought this was so cool is that so it was Game 7. The Pacers are winning the entire game, and then 3 minutes left. Kobe Bryant comes in and just takes control of the whole fucking game. Brings them back from a 12-point deficit, wins the fucking game, wins the championship. And so this was one of Kobe Bryant's high school friends was talking about leaving the arena that day. And he says, and they're walking back through the tunnel, and he says, and Larry Bird comes out of nowhere and grabs Kobe and pushes him against the wall and looks at everybody else and goes, I need to talk to him. And he goes, and everyone vanishes. And then he says, Kobe comes back and he's fucking bawling. And he goes, what happened? He goes, Larry Bird told me that's the most impressive performance I've ever seen in my entire life in this game. And he goes, and from that point on, Kobe was like, I just got vindicated from one of the fucking kings.
Exactly.
And he just told me, he's like, and Larry was like, we lost, but that was the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. And he says, and that's the way he like respected the previous guard, like all the guys that came before him.
Yeah.
And he's like, that, yeah. So I thought that was a cool story because Larry
Well,
Bird
I
is the
mean-
most notorious shit talker in the history
Oh,
of sports.
100%. Like he could. There are interviews with some of like the bad boys of
Like
that
Charles
era,
Barkley says,
and
Barkley says, fuck it, you think I'm an asshole? Like,
Oh, yeah,
Larry
yeah.
Bird was way worse than me.
and you could like sit there and be like, Larry will be like, I'm gonna drop 40 points on you tonight, and he would fucking do it and exceed that. Like he would drop 60 points instead
He would
of
go
the
to your
40.
coach and go, "You need to take this guy out because I'm about to fucking drop 40 on this guy."
He actually Moses. I can't remember what.
Moses Malone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Moses was like, I'll get 4 people off the fucking street and beat these Celtics. And the Celtics like whipped Moses and was like, okay, Moses, where are the 4 people you taking off the street to beat us? Like, because these people aren't doing shit for you right now. So where the fuck are the 4 people you take?
I have to say, before you, my favorite story is Larry Bird versus the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Los Angeles the day of the game and then went to all the local parks. This is of an NBA game. Went to all the local parks and went to every single park and then went one-on-one with everyone at all the local parks and beat everyone at all the local parks. And every time he beat them, he goes, "This is why the Lakers suck." They're not the Lakers.
No.
This is just in LA. But he
So-
went to the local park and beat all the local people at all the local parks and goes, "This is why the Lakers suck," and then went to the fucking Forum and beat them in the finals. Just to go, "Hey, just so you know, I'm not just beating them.
You're beating
I'm beating
everybody."
your whole town."
So the people that have been on the Celtics, Paul Truth Pierce, is from Inglewood, California. Hated the Celtics because of LA Celtics rivalry. Ends up getting draft number 10 by the Celtics.
Yeah.
Then Tatum gets drafted by the Celtics, grew up in LA, hating the Celtics because, hello, he's a Laker fan. So and they both won championships for the Celtics and love the Celtics. And anybody in like the Pistons, Lakers, whoever, they'll all say like, you've never played real basketball unless you've played for the Celtics.
I actually have, and I've showed it to you before in my trivia case, an autograph card from Dennis Rodman.
I love
when I was a
Rodman.
kid, going to the Magic games, 89-90, meeting Dennis Rodman. He's like the coolest guy in the
He
world.
really is. He's a kid.
Such a nice fucking guy.
He still
Signed
is.
all my shit.
With multiple nose rings.
Yeah.
He just has holes everywhere.
Nice fucking guy. Like,
Ditto.
Don't talk about his wife like that.
Nobody knew what was going to happen with the guy at the time. Yeah.
All
right.
I hate
I was
Kobe
like, play
Bryant.
the song so I can go to the bathroom.
All right, here we go. Chart Attack. This
Shot
one.
attack.
You go to the bathroom?
No, this one you guys don't love
If
this.
you're into that.
Here we go.
Looks like we made it. Look how far
We've come, my baby. Might take a long way.
I really like these guys.
We get there someday.
They're fucking great, right?
Yeah, no, it's really good.
They'll never make it.
All right, you're listening to Pop Culture Radio. We'll be right back.
holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. Still the one I kiss goodnight. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, 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 yeah. I think I did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends. Oh, baby, it might seem like a crush, but it doesn't mean that I'm serious. 'Cause to lose all my senses, that is just so typically me. Ooh, baby, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love, and I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. You see, my problem is this: I'm dreaming away. wishing that heroes they truly exist. I cry watching the day. Can't you see I'm a
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. This is Chart Attack with Oops, I Did It Again.
I feel like I oops, I did it again. I am sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings last segment. I was just trying to be funny. Sometimes it's not.
It's hard to think about other things.
So these guys, I wish I could have pulled it up on. Hold on. Let me pull this fader all over. Let me see if I can show you guys what these guys look like. Because to me, the funniest thing is these guys. Let me pull up YouTube here, so you can find Chart Attack, and so what these guys do is like their entire fucking gimmick is they perform as old men, right? And when I see the live shows, it's not only that they perform as old men.
Dude, they have like prosthetics.
They look at the prosthetics and everything.
Like
yes,
fake noses and
yes,
shit.
yes. Okay, all right. So watch this. All right. Hang on. I'll
I
pull
wish
up.
they all had like old man names.
Oh wait, hold on.
Like in real life.
Look at.
This is Ephraim playing the guitar.
Oh my god.
Johannes on drums.
Melvin on oboe.
That's crazy.
Okay, so this is them. I'll pull the audio up. This is them doing Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
Skeeter on cowbell.
Oh, they got the Fred Durst hat on.
Isn't that Sublime?
No, it's Limp Bizkit. Watch. Look.
Everything is fucked, everybody sucks. You don't
It does have Sublime ring to it.
but you wanna justify
Ripping someone's head off.
no human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet
I
is
think
to
it would be
stay
fucking
away
horrible
from
to sing with that thing on all
just
the
one of
time.
those days. It's all about the he said, she said
Bullshit.
I think you better quit. Let the shit slip. Or you can leave it with a fat lip. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit talking that shit.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember the Dark Crystal, the little dudes they were sucking the essence out of? That's who it looks like. I forget their names. No. Skeksis were
the ones that were
Yeah.
sucking.
Yeah.
Skeksis were the suckers.
Oh, dude, that was
Who,
really so
who was the
fun.
suckies?
It's the only thing
Look, watch this. This is Duality by Slipknot. Watch this.
but it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus, it never ends, works its way inside. If the pain goes on,
Gelflings and Podlings.
Gelfling, yes. Well, no, you said podlings?
Those are the smaller.
Yeah, no, podlings were the ones they were really sucking, but the gelflings were like the
They were-
good
like,
shit.
they were like,
That was
"Give it
like,
to me, baby."
yes, the gelflings were like the dodos, where they were super rare, but they had the good essence.
And she was like, I love that movie.
Oh, Dark Crystal's the shit.
It's super fucked, but I love it.
now I've gotta say what I've gotta say, and then I swear I'll go away, but I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. But I guess I'll save the best for last. My future seems like one big mess. You left me 'cause you left me with no choice. I push my fingers into
They're all
So
like
that's something we said.
I got her a little too hot, that's all.
That feels so nice.
Balls, but you can have it.
Really? Look at it.
put me back together, separate the skin from bone, leave me all the pieces, then you can leave me alone. Tell me the reality is better than the dream, but nothing is what it seems. I push my fingers into my eyes.
Dude, I love this song though.
But they're doing all the. This is Duality by Slipknot.
No,
They're like all the character of like Yeah. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, but every single song you played, I love the doing the classic songs in, a different style, but very well,
Yeah.
It does them all honor,
Right.
Your videos need more depth. But other than that, yeah, it's great.
Your videos need more depth.
You need a dark crystal.
Thank you
tie-in.
for the fan. Thank you for the
oh
fan.
my God, anytime.
This wine is it's making me overheat and giving me a headache.
It's so weird that I brought that. Like, I put it in my purse and I was like, "You're gonna want this."
That
And I
wine
was
just says fourth baby on the bottle.
No, all right. I literally said to my the person who delivered my child,
rip it out.
No, I was probably saying that when I was waiting for the 45 minutes for the woman before me to give birth without epidural. I was like, I can't hold it in anymore. Please take it out. For 45 minutes. Anyways, I said to her, I was like, this is my last fucking child. Like, I want to fuck like a rabbit and not be a baby maker. So
without hormones being pumped into my body.
Cut me the fuck up.
She cut you up?
Yeah.
Right.
I got my
You're
tube side.
Rip that shit out.
Like, burn it.
Burn it,
do
rip
whatever
it.
the fuck you need to do just so I'm not a baby maker anymore. I didn't know I was pregnant with this last one until I was 4 months pregnant.
Oh my God.
Because I was sick from day one. I threw up on
do
the
you not
show
know
with
the
Samantha.
story? Oh, hold on. That story is fucking amazing, by the way. So, Samantha's born.
Yeah.
We continue with the show. Mm-hmm. You bring Samantha on the air.
Yeah, I brought her on the air.
Breastfeeding?
Well, yeah, I was still
that too,
breastfeeding,
yeah.
so yeah. I wasn't breastfeeding in
Owen's
here.
grandma
like,
calls
damn.
in. By the way, do you want me to try to call her with Owen not here?
You can.
That would be fucking hilarious. If we can get her on the air with Owen not here, it would be fucking great. But anyway, she comes on the air, and no one knows what's going on. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, yeah, hey, by the way, the reason why Brit's been all fucked up is because she's pregnant again.
Yeah.
And even Owen's grandma did not fucking believe it.
I built a deck. I was drinking alcohol. I was eating everything you shouldn't when you're pregnant for the first 4 months because every other child I have been throwing up since day one. Like, I could not keep anything down all the way through labor.
You have mostly boys, don't you? 2 boys, 1 girl?
I have, 2 boys,
Let's see
1 girl.
if we get her to answer.
I peeped your Facebook.
But, yeah, I mean, I did not know I was pregnant with William. I was like,
Is he the cool one?
I thought I was just, like, had a virus or something. Like, I mean, Jackson licks handrails.
Leave a message after the tone.
Oh.
Hey, Grandma. It's just a... Grandma! How's it going?
Good. How's it going at your place?
Oh, it's going fabulous. Owen's at home watching the kids, and I'm here doing the show.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Bushy's here.
So, do what?
Bushy's here.
Hey, Grandma.
So what?
He tried to make you dance at the
Yeah,
wedding.
I was about to say, I'm hurt. You didn't dance with me at the wedding. You promised.
Well, you,
She was on baby duty.
yeah, I was on baby duty, but I haven't danced in so long that I have forgotten how to do it.
Well, that was the point. I was going to show you how. With my young,
Well,
spry
if
hips.
you're going to show me how, you're going to show me in secret.
Oh!
You know I will.
Miss Dot.
I'm waiting.
I did ask you to marry me, and I'm pretty sure I remember you saying yes.
No, I didn't hear you say that because I would have probably said yes.
Somebody was like, hey, are you thirsty? She's like, yes.
I got down on my knee and proposed to Miss Dot.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, you do.
She wants you to do it again.
So, Miss Dot, can I just say, so we're doing a live show right now, and Owen is at home with the babies, and Brittany is here, and so it's like girls' night out, and we're like, let's call Miss Dot because Miss Dot always
delivers.
Yeah,
she does.
You live a party lifestyle. Is that fair to say?
You think so, huh?
She's
Yeah.
out every day
You're
until like
always
9 o'clock.
You're always Miss Dot. Miss
Tried
Dot.
to
Your
call you
life,
last week.
Miss Dot. You're always like you're having a great time every day, right?
I work at it.
She's always out with Diane.
She goes out to eat with Diane to Wolfie's and
Yeah.
everything. We got a phone call from
Diane's real
Wolfie's
name is
about
Lester.
about her leaving her wallet there one time.
Well, accidentally, but that everything's all been, forgotten about and whatever.
So, Miss Dot, so we have a special guest on the show tonight. Chastity, she has been on Food Network and she has like cooking shows and things like that. And so she's a fan of the show, and so she's excited that this is the first time she's actually get to talk to Miss Dot on the air.
Yes, Miss Dot. We tried calling you last week, and you were putzing around with Diane, and we didn't get a hold of you.
Well, I fuss around with Diane quite a lot because we go to Williston and Palatka to eat in a diner, and then over the bridge and to a nice little store, and so we get around pretty good.
I love that.
So does it at all excite you that somebody who has been on Food Network is excited to talk to Miss Dot?
Well, well, I guess that probably does, but I sure would like to see a picture of who I was talking to.
I will show you a picture, Grandma.
I'm 6'2", Italian, red hair. No, I'm just kidding. None of those things are accurate, Miss Dot.
Well, I was going to say, that scares me off.
Okay, so Miss Dot, I'm gonna ask you a question. So, and I just want Chastity, who she's the person we're talking about. So, let's say going back to when you and Mr. Slider back in the day, like what would be like a recipe that you would cook when you were like, he's had a hard day, I'm going to cook him something that he's going to fucking love it. What would be something that you would cook that you're like, this dish always is going to kill it? What would you cook?
Well, seeing I worked all the time, I would put the pot roast in a roaster pan and put it in the refrigerator, set the oven when I left in the morning, and then tell him to go over at noontime and put the pot roast in the oven. When we got home, then we could eat.
I love you, Miss Dot.
That's back when people could afford electricity.
Miss
Just
Dot.
turn the oven on. When? All day.
Well, it's on a timer, so it would come on, say, like 4 o'clock or something like that. I'd set it to a timer.
What time was
so
dinner?
The oven was on at 4 o'clock.
What time would you eat dinner? 4 or 5? What?
4 or 5.
No.
If it was at 4, I'd be eating at 7. You got to put that bitch in there for 3 hours.
Yeah, but he would put it in at noon, so it'd be ready.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
no.
why I said. What?
No.
No, she said they put it in at 4 o'clock.
She's trying to answer you.
O'clock, and we probably eat about 6.
See?
Okay.
Yeah, you put it in at 4, eat at 6 or 7. I know my woman.
Miss Dot. Miss Dot, Bushy is heavy on the defending Miss Dot right now.
He's heavy on the what?
He's defending Miss Dot right now. He's like, no, you heard her wrong.
You have a representative in here today. Your attorney looks really nice today.
Miss Dot, what's the chances that someday you're gonna marry Mr. Bushy?
Marry who?
Marry Mr. Bushy.
Oh, I thought you said I was going to bury somebody, and I sure didn't want it to be Bushy.
She's going to bury you, all right.
Bury, marry, same thing at this point.
Bury you.
Okay, so Miss Dot, when you're making that pot roast, what are you putting in there with it?
Whole onions, potatoes, carrots.
Yeah, but you can't eat onions.
I don't.
Yeah, but her man could. That's a good woman.
Owen hauls the onions out and he eats them because I cook them whole. And I put a can of gravy in there and a little water to rinse the can out. And throw
Can
it
of gravy? You don't make it from scratch?
She ain't got time. She said she was working.
That's about as near a scratch as you're going to get.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't even trying.
Probably scratch. Now, Miss Dot, what do you want Mr. Bushy to learn how to make to be able to make for you?
Bushy cook whatever you want.
Yeah, okay. I haven't even gotten samples yet, sir.
Well, you're going to be surprised when I tell you a hot fudge sundae.
Oh, girl, I bet you he can heat up some chocolate like nobody's business.
So that will sweeten him up.
She just wants my syrup.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my gosh.
Got her.
Miss Dot, your laugh is hilarious, by the way, because it always comes in the background when everyone else is talking, and you're laughing in the background.
So
that's the best thing ever.
So for me, unfortunately, I wouldn't make a hot fudge sundae. It'd be a hot pudge sundae.
I'll be waiting.
I love you.
Oh, well, you know, it's a secret. We won't tell anybody that I love you back.
Oh, my God. Owen would be dying right now. I'm just letting you know.
Miss Dot.
My goal is to be Owen's grandfather.
My goal is to be Miss Dot.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? They'd call you Gramps.
So, Miss Dot, hold on. So, Miss Dot, you and I have sat together and we've had this conversation. I have showed you the people who view our videos and who view your stuff, your content with us, and who are fans of Miss Dot, and you did not believe it. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy, Miss Dot.
Yeah. Duh.
I want to hang out with you and Miss Diane.
So,
I told you she's
So
the
what
shit.
I'm telling you is we have someone on the air who's been a Food Network star, and they're a fan of Miss Dot. Like, they love when you're on the air and you talk and you give your stories on the air. So here's what I want to know. So Miss Dot, back in the day, let's say back when you and Owen's granddad were first, you had your first home together, what would be like a normal night? Like when he would come home from work and you have a meal cooked and all that, like, was it like you cooking, set up a whole spread for him, and he'd come home and it was like coming home to a full dinner laid out? Like, how would you lay all that out?
Well, I would have to come home from work, but I would have the roast in a dish in the refrigerator, and I would set the oven before I went to work, and then he would go over, say maybe lunchtime or something, take it out of the refrigerator, put it in the oven, and it would just automatically come on. And then when I got home and he come over, then we were ready to eat.
I keep hearing about this roast.
So it was a team thing.
I'm so
So
hungry.
you guys did it as a team, right?
Kinda.
That's
yeah, but
dope as fuck.
all I'm hearing is all this poor man ate was roast every fucking day.
No,
yeah,
no, hold on.
it's the
Hold
best
on. Gonna say that's dope as fuck because she just said, like, hey, I said it in the morning, then he came home with lunch, and then he moved it over, and then by the end of the day, like, y'all did this shit as a team, right, Miss Dot?
Well, he better or he wouldn't have had something to eat because I was off working.
Yes.
Miss Dot, you're awesome, right?
Oh, don't tell me that, because I already knew that.
Hey, Miss Dot, you're awesome, right?
Don't tell me that because I already knew that.
Yeah. See?
She's going to have such a big head, she won't be able to fit it in her garage.
That's okay. Diane will help her.
Miss Dot, do you know how mad Owen's going to be that you actually are on the show tonight and he's at home? You know what he's doing, Miss Dot? He's taking care of all the kids.
Hopefully Jackson went to sleep.
I love how
that'll
Dirk
be a
says it
laugh.
surprisingly.
He's
taking care of his children.
Well, I can tell you right now, Samantha is not in her bed, so that means that he's in our bed with Samantha and William.
There you go.
Oh,
Dad time.
That must be interesting.
Yeah, right?
Miss Dot, who is your favorite grandchild right now?
I don't play favorites.
Okay, Miss Dot, don't bullshit me.
You can say bushy.
If you had to pick one grandchild to spend the day with, who would it be?
That wouldn't be fair because the other ones would be hurt.
They're not old enough to know. It's okay, Miss Dot. We'll scrub this. We'll bleep it out.
Yes,
Yeah,
Miss Dot.
but it's true. If I picked Samantha, then Jackson would be hurt. If I picked Jackson, probably Samantha would be hurt.
Well, she said probably.
William doesn't know anything yet. So
Okay,
Oh,
so
I know that. That's why I didn't bring him in.
He's too dumb to know yet.
He still shits
So,
his pants all the time.
Miss Dot, is it fair to say that you are completely smitten with all of your great grandkids right now?
With all my what?
Your great grandkids.
Oh, yeah, because I love them all. Yeah. And I would feel terrible if anything happened to them, like they got the measles, chicken pox, whatever.
Oh
you
no, they're
want.
vaccinated for everything. Nothing's gonna happen to them that way.
Well, don't say
way.
that. Because I don't get into that vaccination shit. So
I love you so much.
All right, Miss Dot. So we were all at the wedding when the wedding happened, right? And my favorite thing was that you sort of like just hung out and like surveyed the whole thing. So can you give us like your take on the wedding and all the people dancing and all that? Because you seemed like you didn't want anything to do with all the people dancing.
Yeah, we know.
well, I was just observing everything, and I wanted to make sure that it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it went well.
What I didn't tell everybody was I went over and I was like, "Come on, Miss Dot, let's dance." She goes, "You wish."
No, I didn't say that. But I haven't danced in so many years that
Me neither.
Kind of forgotten how.
Figure it out together.
Seriously.
I figured if I got you out there, at least I look somewhat.
She'll never let go of that child. She was like holding on to William's stroller like it was going out of style. Like I think
Well,
Owen
I
got to
wasn't
hold
gonna
him
let
a few
anybody run off
times.
with him.
I know, right?
Especially Bushy.
You're gonna run off with my child, Bushy?
Apparently, I'm a child thief now. I just wanted to dance with a grandma.
Very weird sentence structure, but all right.
Apparently, I'm just a terrible person.
Miss Dot.
I'm listening.
Miss Dot, is there a chance that you're still interested in marrying Mr. Bushy?
No, because he needs somebody that was more class.
What does that mean, Miss
You
Dot?
don't have class?
No.
I
She's got
disagree.
crass.
I love Miss Dot. So Miss Dot, what you're saying is you wouldn't be mad if my romantic intentions turned towards another?
Well, I probably wouldn't like it, and I probably wouldn't tell you. But,
But would you like the girl,
But
Miss
the
Dot?
difference in age there would be understandable.
Yeah, Miss Dot is 91.
Hey,
That's a hot
the heart
number
wants
to
what it
me.
wants.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
It's a
number to
lot of
me.
experience is all I'm hearing.
Can I tell you, she still gets on the floor with
Yes,
the
she
children.
does. Oh,
Like
no.
she actually will climb underneath our dining room table to get my daughter out of underneath the table
You're
when my
spry,
mother
girl.
comes over.
Do you and Diane do yoga? Go on walks?
No, she's not that type.
Oh.
She would be too churchy for that.
Oh. Well, you know what,
Miss
Miss
Dot.
Dot?
And so he said, Miss Diane can't handle that shit, right?
I'll hang out with you in a non-biblical sense anytime.
You'd have to be careful if you were around Diane. You'd have to be careful with some of the language you use because she's very religious.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, I've only met her
unfortunately
once, and it was
Surrounded
a
by
day.
degenerates right now, Miss Dot. So I'm with this flock. So
I've only
There
met
is
her
no
once,
shepherd.
and I think I was pretty good on my language.
I'm Jewish and
Yeah,
work for a company where you have to be pretty PC, or you end up in HR. So
Yeah. Fact is, I was with her today, and we had to go with the hairdressers and get trimmed up and the whatever. So.
Did you find a new hairdresser since the last hairdresser?
Oh, that bitch, yeah.
what the heck happened at the hairdresser?
Well, she brought her Indian food leftovers to them and said, let me know if everybody likes it. And they just tossed it out instead of trying it.
That
so
bitch.
Wait, hold on. You just brought some leftover ass food to your hairdresser?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she'd never
quickest way to the
been to
heart.
the Amrit restaurant, and that was Indian food, and I asked her if they'd ever had any. So she said no. So I said, well, I'll bring you over some because they give me more than what I can eat, and I just dished me up some, and then I took some over there. So she took it home, or supposedly, but I know she didn't. So the next time I went, I said, well, how did they like the Indian food? Well, nobody liked it. Now, don't give me that bullshit, because there was about 6 or 8 people there, and you can't tell me that not one person didn't like it out of 8 people.
She was like, the trash can enjoyed it.
Hold on. What if nobody liked it?
I know she didn't take it home. I know she threw it out.
Well, it sounds like an assumption to me.
No, she was like, I was in the back, and I opened up the trash can.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Bitch.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I had to go tinkle, and back in the employee bathroom was a bunch of Indian
That was the worst
food.
hairdresser ever. She should have lied to you, Miss Dot. Like, oh my God, the curry or whatever the hell we were just eating, lamb vindaloo was wonderful. Just lie.
But, and I don't go to her anymore. I dumped her.
Do you still go to the same salon though?
Do I do what?
Do you go to the same facility, but you go to a different hairstylist?
Oh no, she's way out my end, and the one I go to is way at the other end of town.
Oh, nice.
Down towards Silver Springs.
You're like, I'm never gonna see your face.
It's like a whole
again.
12 minutes away.
Oh God.
Miss Dot, you told that.
It's more like 25 minutes away.
Oh.
Miss Dot, you told that hairstylist you go fuck yourself, right?
No, I don't use that language.
Yeah.
She just said it's bullshit.
You're like, what you did to me, that was unacceptable. Is that fair?
I just walked out, and I never went back.
She was like, fuck this appointment, I'm out.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I never went back, and I haven't missed her.
That'd be great if she sat you in the chair and she put that little thing over you, and then you were like, how was the Indian food? And she was like, nobody liked it. And you just stood up and you ripped off that thing and you were just threw it in her face, and you were like, you bitch, and then you just leave.
Not quite that bad.
It would be beautiful.
She has a man hairdresser next to her, and I have been to Gary, but I haven't been to him in a long time. But I'm going to irritate that bitch, because I'm going to make an appointment with him when she's there.
And you look you look her in the eyes, and you go, because Gary can't see you while he's cutting your hair, and you just stare at her, and you pretend to talk to her and make eye contact with her.
And I'm going to stick my tongue out at her.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a hairdresser? You know what happened to me today? A 91-year-old lady stuck her tongue out at me. because I didn't like her Indian leftovers.
If you want to ride in a lime green badass Mustang with a badass person and go to this appointment, I will go. I'll take you to Gary.
And I just went.
And we'll bring Indian food.
Yeah. Diane and I just went and got our hair done today. But it's way down to Silver Springs, and this one is way out farther away.
You went to the Manatee Barber?
The what?
The Manatee Barber.
Manatee?
Yeah, they do hair now. Only in the right season, though.
No, I've never gotten into that.
Do you know what a manatee is?
An animal.
Mammal.
Yeah.
She said
it was still it's still an animal.
I threw her way off. She's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, because the manatees are over to...
Take your breath away.
You said Silver Springs, right. I thought.
Yeah.
No.
She lives
so the manatees are in Silver Springs.
There's no manatees in Silver Springs. They're more over to... I can't think of the name of the place.
Blue Springs.
All right, so
I thought it was Silver
Springs. Miss Dot. Final thoughts. If Mr. Bushy were to propose marriage, would you accept?
She said no.
Certainly, but he would regret it.
I already proposed. I don't know what the discussion is here. I was in my suit. I got on my knee and I proposed right next to the pool table.
But what would the world think?
Who cares?
We don't care, Miss Dot.
We're on this show. We don't care.
Damn the world. I love me some 91-year-old.
Yes.
Age like
well,
I
certainly am not going to act that age, and because I'm going to live to be 150. So you.
I'm going to be real with you. I got about 5-10 years left. Can you deal with that?
Bushy.
You got what?
About 5-10 years left. Does that work for you?
Oh, well, that sounds good.
Right, then you have your fun and move on.
Yeah.
To a new bush.
Yeah.
A bush of a new color.
Oh my gosh, yes. I haven't seen you in so long. I can't remember how much gray hair you got.
He has a beautiful fade right now, Miss Dot. His hair is really nice and his beard is trimmed up, and he looks really dapper today.
I did the beard myself.
Dapper Dan.
Yeah, I
It
know.
sounds like he's looking sexy.
He's got
Owen
these
would
corduroy
be dying
shorts
right
on.
now.
These are my bold shorts.
Yeah, I can see that.
You're welcome.
Miss Dot, he's got the shorts on. He's got his shorts on, the ones that show the big bulge.
He has mammal toe.
Are you talking about under or outside or both?
I'm smuggling manatees right now.
He's smuggling manatees in the front of his pants right now.
Brittany can't not look over you. She's like, can't even make eye contact with you. Blue tongue, your
ever
nuts
seen
are like
big,
literally
You ever seen that big
cradled.
flat tail just a flopping?
God.
Are you saying like that on purpose? I was just kidding. You're like,
Miss Dot,
This is how I sit.
Miss Dot, it looks like he's
I'm big enough if I go like this, I squish my nuts.
It looks like what?
Miss Dot, it looks like he's smuggling a bunch of catfish in the front of his pants.
Well, he can have catfish because I don't like them.
but it's his catfish.
I'm not saying
They
it's
got whiskers
actual
and everything.
catfish.
Oh my
it's
God.
not actual catfish. It's like his body, but it looks like catfish because it's so much.
Well, I'll go by your word.
Owen would be dying right now if he heard this.
At Bushy anymore.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, he's probably not too happy because he's not there listening and saying, "Grandma, quit it."
I think that not having a mediator here that has like a family, like more blood level stake, I like it. It's just it's very comfortable.
Well, I have got several little glass statues of
goodness gracious!
little figurines, you know.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Owen's going to kill me when he gets.
Yeah, trust me. I think he wanted to kill you last time we were there, knowing how many were around the house.
Yeah.
We don't have the shelves
wasn't quite
for it
that
yet.
bad.
Oh my God.
It wasn't quite that bad, but I've been working on it.
Oh, I bet.
So, Miss Dot, how does it feel to be a great grandmother? Right?
I don't feel like a great grandmother. I hardly feel like a great grandmother.
She's
at
a
all.
great grandmother.
Right. She's a
How does it be a great grandmother? You're a great grandmother.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
Well, which way are you saying? Great in age or great in
No,
joy?
great as in awesome.
Good. As in good. You're an awesome great grandmother to Samantha and William.
And Jackson.
Well, I hope so, but I haven't seen him in quite a while now.
But
well, you know, we're gonna call you and have you come down. I will chit chat with Owen and yell at him
So,
about
Miss
it.
Dot, did you ever in a million years think you would have a great grandson and great granddaughter like Samantha and William, and now that's your life? Like, how did you think that was? No way you ever thought that was going to happen, right?
Not really, but I'm enjoying it anytime I'm around them.
She's
Oh
like,
my
maybe
God.
Owen shooting blanks. I
You
don't
can
know.
never no, like when she comes over, you can never get the children back from her. Like,
Well, it's
William
funny
will
because
fall
I remember
asleep.
when all this was going down from the very first one.
Yeah,
Owen
she's
told
not-
Grandma, "Hey, are you excited to be a grandma?" And she's like, "Not really."
It's a lot of work.
But now it's like if William falls asleep on her, I'm like, would you like me to don't even finish that question? No. Like she looks at you like, why are you even asking me?
That's so crazy. My grandmother was like, get this fucking kid off.
That's what my mother is. My mother's like, you wanna put him in the playpen? You wanna take him back? You wanna?
Yeah, no.
I'm like, Mom, you're his grandmother. Like, hold him. Great grandma's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, Miss Dot. Miss Dot's handling business.
Exactly. She'll still try to pick up Samantha, and Samantha weighs like 22 pounds now.
Yeah.
Well, Shoot, that's nothing.
Get it, Miss Dot.
She just lifts a 30-pound roast every day.
Yeah, right.
She's lifting these spirits. That's pretty heavy.
Oh man, Miss Dot.
If Owen comes over and I can take a roast out of the oven, I'll take the cover off to look at it, and he's got a fork to get into the onions or the potatoes or the carrots or whatever he can jab into.
He's just a stabby kind of guy.
He is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Miss Dot. We're gonna finish up the call. Is there anything that you would like to say while you're live on the air to Mr. Bushy?
When am I going to see you again, my dear?
Whenever you want, baby.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
I'll facilitate it. I'll
well,
cook for y'all.
What we say between you and me is that's the way it stays.
Me and you and everybody listening.
Bushy's like Vegas.
No, I'm talking about in person.
Oh,
yeah, no, that's why I was like, I get what you're putting down, Miss Dot.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Miss Dot, can you just say the first time that you saw Mr. Bushy eat?
What are we doing here?
Hold on, no, this is the funniest thing. Hold on, Miss Dot. The first time
Like
that you met Mr. Bushy,
bag your shorts,
and you said, and you saw Mr. Bushy eat, and you're like, "That's a real man, right?"
I think it was Thanksgiving.
Is that why it was hard?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't recall back those things.
You go over for holidays?
I had a huge Thanksgiving at our townhouse where Bushy was there and my mother, grandma.
Real family affair.
Yeah.
Everybody loves me. If I can figure out why, maybe I'll have some pride in myself.
Well, whatever is to be will be.
High five.
I need a Waffle House after this. Oh my God.
This wine is giving me such,
All right,
like,
Miss
hot
Dot,
flashes
Miss
in my
Dot,
headache.
thank you so much for answering the phone. We were just trying to call you and talk about like all the stuff that's happened since last time we talked to you. And Owen's sitting at home right now, and he has no idea you're on the phone with us.
I know.
So he's gonna listen to the show this week. You go, you called my grandma
For the finale.
He'll probably kill you all.
I mean, in fairness, this is technically my wife. So.
Yeah.
Your grandson
Well,
really needs to get
it's always fun to talk to y'all.
Oh, Miss Dot, it was
Miss Dot,
wonderful.
listen, we all love you. I hope you know that. Like you are so fun to talk to.
Well, I just enjoy it, and I'm just sitting here with a big grin on my face and that sort of thing. And I appreciate you calling every now and then, which is like every now and then.
Miss Dot, you remember me sitting with you and showing you the YouTube channel and showing you how much people love when you call in on the show, right?
You would know, though.
I've never seen anything like that.
I know. It was that fun though, seeing that how much people enjoy when you call in on the show.
Yeah, but how do I know that they're enjoying it?
We told you.
I'm telling you
saying
right
you don't
now.
trust us?
Pardon?
I said because we told you. You saying you don't trust us?
Oh, yeah, but sometimes I'm wondering if you're BSing me too.
No, we would
Miss
never.
Dot, I'm a short-term listener and a long-time fan of yours, so
See, you have fans.
I'm a fan of Lo. I'm a fan
You
ma.
what?
I said I'm a fan ma.
She's a fan. She's a fan of yours from listening to you on the show.
I see where Owen gets it from.
She sees where Owen gets his
Good looks.
quirks from. Yeah.
Quirks.
Well, he doesn't get his good looks from me, but that's okay. So that's the way you want to put it.
That's how they put it.
I haven't seen y'all in a while, and is Owen getting gray-headed?
A tiny bit. It's more in the
Oh,
beard.
God.
When did you all get married?
May 22nd.
I would say it was like last month.
Oh yeah.
But she stayed. I had her
Was she
stay
virtual?
until like.
she
I had her
Skyped
stay
in.
until
the
like,
wedding.
Like a hologram.
the Monday or Tuesday after the wedding. So.
Well, it was good talking to you. You probably need to get off the air or whatever you're doing.
You need to go to
IHOP
or something. I'm
I will have to.
All right, Miss
relieve
Dot.
Owen at
We're
some
going to
point.
talk to you soon, and you have a good night, okay?
You too. And Bushy, I love you. Have a good sleep.
I love you too, hot stuff.
Good night,
Yeah, I wish I was.
Oh, you are.
Oh, yeah, it sounds good. So, but anyway, y'all have a rest of a good evening, and it was fun talking to you.
All right, have a good night.
talking to you.
All right, bye.
Good night, Grandma.
I
Oh my
love her so
God.
much.
She's so fucking awesome.
God, Jesus Christ. Your love affair is.
Didn't think you
My
see
God.
me chatting up an old lady tonight, did you?
I literally just watched Harold and Maude. Is that the one where the young kid is like banging the grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
The only grandma banging I know about is in real life.
you're like, get that fake shit out of here. I got videos to prove it.
Wow.
When I was like, do you do yoga? You're like, yes, she
No,
does.
no, but she gets stretched out.
I'm her yoga instructor now.
Oh
God
my
damn.
goodness.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. The last time I was at her house, right? She had all these porcelain dolls.
Yeah, tchotchkes. What?
Like the little ones that like hug each other or like
the Precious Moments ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
She has
Those are worth so much money.
so many all over her fucking like everywhere on the couch, in one of the bedrooms, all over the dining room table.
Why do you think I'm chatting up a
like-
91-year-old? I'm gonna get all these fucking
And
tchotchkes on.
You're like, dude, ask her for her Beanie Babies.
Oh.
She's like collecting them for Samantha, and it's like we already have a box in Samantha's like, closet.
Sounds like Samantha's gonna go to college and like buy a house. As long as they don't like take a huge dive in like value.
You never know.
I
You
don't
never
know.
know.
But she like goes to
They all
flea
break.
markets and
I
stuff.
got the Harley Quinn fart comic and I can't retire yet.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Owen bought that. I didn't buy that.
Yeah. What did he buy? Like 2 or 3 of them? Oh my God.
Well, he bought the one that we read on the air, and then he was
There needs
very
to be a
upset.
graphic novel done of like Bushy and Dot. Called like Dot the Bush or something.
Dot the Bush.
Oh my God.
Infrared.
Wow.
Or Burning Bush or something.
No, not Burning Bush. That's not good.
No.
It's on fire. It's passionate on fire love.
I've never given anybody a burning bush.
Have you received a burning bush?
I have received a burning
Oh
bush.
God.
Wow.
I'm very familiar with amoxicillin, Chastity. I get my blood drawn daily.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh,
What are we
goodness
doing here?
gracious.
Play the Blink 182 song. Or
What?
I mean,
The Chat Attack?
Chat Attack.
I
Chat
want to say
Attack.
Shark Attack.
Chart Attack.
No, I have a different song for closing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it
All right,
Behind
so,
Blue Eyes?
No, it's not. But oh man.
No,
I don't-
keep with whatever you're doing.
Okay, so the closing of the show is this single just dropped yesterday.
Oh, goodness.
And this is from a band. I will start the song, and then I will tell you what the name of the band is.
Motley Crue.
No.
Motley Screw.
You know I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold.
The name of this band is Dolly Crew.
So I wouldn't come home low. Just when things went right, doesn't mean they were always wrong. Just take this song and you'll never be left.
You hear the second voice?
Take me to your heart. Take me to your heart. Feel
Oh,
me
yeah, Dolly.
in your bones. Feel me in your bones. Just one more night, and I'm coming off this long winding road. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Oh, sweet home.
Dolly Parton with Motley Crue.
Godly Crew.
Here we go, second verse.
You know that I've seen too many romantic dreams of green lights falling off the silver screen. My heart's like an open book for the whole world to read. But sometimes nothing keeps me together.
Dude, is he dope as fuck or what?
They should tour. How old is Dolly Parton now? She's gotta be like 78.
She's almost 80.
Yeah, I was like, she's gotta be up there.
All right, you've been listening to Pop Culture Radio. We will see you again next week, Saturday night, live. Listen if you want, if you will. Have a good night.
Pop Culture Radio has been a weird Florida production. Like and subscribe on your favorite platform.